American.
That sucks.
Lesbian.
I like that in a woman.
And every other kind of DDP.
I love paying for sex.
This moral decay weakens our resistance to the onslaught of the communist masters of deceit.
We're a bunch of scumbags.
These abnormalities are corrupting the minds and the hearts of our children.
Jackass.
And yeah, we're back. Where have you been?
It's depressing and horrendous. It's awful.
A bunch of idiots.
Perversion for profit.
Here it comes! Here it comes!
The Opie and Anthony program.
El virus.
The Opie and Anthony.
God, that irritates me.
It's just like somebody took a bat to my brain.
We're the only radio show that makes you want to hate us.
Opie.
I want my coffee.
Anthony.
I want that fact.
Jim Norton.
I want Ozzy.
We are going to dumb this thing down to the point that we're going to be #1 with Down syndrome children.
Hysterical.
The Opie and Anthony Show.
But enough of this palaver. Let's get the show on the road.
Did you see that jerk?
This ain't happening, man. This can't be happening, man. This ain't happening.
That's it, man. Game over, man. Game over.
Oh, good Lord. I'm the party pooper.
There is no bathroom. It's not a tumor. You belong to me. But I've got news for you. You are mine now. I'm a police officer.
I'm Big Dick Black.
I don't care how many Dago, Guinea, greaseball goombas come out of the woodwork.
Ow.
Mom! I'm not the Lord. I have to do this now. What is your problem, you insensitive asshole?
You need to shut the fuck up.
And welcome to the Opie and Anthony program. The O&A virus spreading across America thanks to XM Satellite Radio.
Hi.
Good morning, Anthony.
Good morning.
Good morning, Chip.
Good morning, Jimmy.
A little sleepy?
And good morning to all the ships at sea.
Ooh. The ships at sea. Actually do use XM. Saw it on that show, that crab boat show that I like.
The Deadliest Catch.
Deadliest Catch. I remember a while back somebody said, yeah, the captain was listening to O&A. I saw it on the display. Like, shut the fuck up. You could see the boombox, the XM boombox, on the bridge.
That's pretty cool.
Of one of the ships, but you couldn't see the display or anything.
XM just getting their claws into everything.
Getting their mitts involved in all things all over.
It's starting to get a little confusing now because in the business section today, I guess XM
reading that
Satellite
for?
Radio is going to be offered in all the Hyatt hotels
Hyatt hotels.
as a complimentary service.
Yeah, there you go.
So there's a little more.
They're just infecting little areas.
A little here, a little there.
They plant little things here and there.
So half these deals I don't even get. We're in some rental cars. We're kind of in Starbucks. We're in hotels. I guess we're in some of the airplanes now.
Yeah, they're spreading their own little virus. Just sprinkle it around.
Just sprinkle and seeing what happens.
See where it takes off. See somebody. All it takes is a couple of people to go like, oh, what is that? That's a nice service. What is that? XM Satellite Radio? And they go out and buy it.
Hopefully that's the plan, right?
That's the plan. That's the scam.
Well. We got lots to do today. Big star coming in today, Anthony.
Big star.
Jim Gaffigan.
Ah, that's right.
And some guy named Dennis Leary.
Dennis Leary, whose show is just taking off. Critical acclaim.
Just getting ridiculous reviews.
Yeah.
Now, Dennis is going to be in here before 9 o'clock, I guess. Or around 9. That's really cool.
He's going to be wearing his leather jacket.
Probably.
Stylish clothing.
Smoking.
He's still smoking? Yeah. Wow.
I think so.
The guy wears very stylish clothing. A lot of people say he dresses like he's gay. That's what they say. He's very stylish.
Dennis Leary's not gay.
Of course not.
I think he's banging Elizabeth Hurley when no one's looking.
When no one's looking?
It's been the rumor for years.
And, of course, all this will be discussed when he's here
I'm
face
sure.
to face.
I'm sure.
Pussies.
Because he's not that intimidating when he comes in here. All right. Why'd you say Gaffigan was a big star, though? Because he is, you know.
Jimmy. He was in Super Troopers.
That's right.
Great little cult
He does
movie.
that commercial on
classic.
TV for that lime soda.
Does he?
Or lemon lime.
He always pops up on commercials and you go, hey, it's Gaffigan. Check it out.
All right, so, God, the papers. Headlines all over the place. Where do we begin?
No, the papers didn't. There wasn't one of those stories where the papers went with one headline.
You would think the BTK killer would be the main headline, but not here in New York.
No, that's just like, so what? You got a serial killer that kills whole families. Who cares?
Yeah, we're going to get into the BTK audio in a little while, but you think he was playing violent video games, Anthony, and watching those R-rated movies?
That and rock and roll.
And that rock and roll?
That's what got him on this killing spree, I'm sure.
Got him all crazed?
I watch the news. I see people that are on talk shows and stuff talking about violent video games and how they make people kill people. Obviously, this guy growing up in, I don't know, how old is he?
60. He's 60
He's
years
60?
old?
So growing up in the, 50s? I'm sure he was playing a lot of video games.
I bet you it's the opposite. He was frustrated that he didn't have video games growing up.
You know what they had as a video game back then? It was a show called Winky Dink, where you'd put a plastic sheet over your TV set, and Winky Dink would go, hey, kids, draw me some stairs. And you'd have to draw him stairs, and he would climb up the stairs that you draw him. That was the basic interaction of the children of the 50s. Learned that because Groucho told me when we were hanging out. But that was pretty much the extent of your video games back then, your interaction with your television set. And, that must have done it.
Yeah, where's Chuck Schumer today yelling and screaming about violent video games? If violent video games was the cause of this crap, we'd have serial killers all over the place.
Yeah.
All over the place.
This guy is just an exceptional kook.
I blame the doo-wop music that he was probably listening to in the 50s.
That must have done it. You play it backwards, it says, kill whole families. Obviously.
So, yeah, I don't think this was about video games and the old rock and roll.
No, this is about mommy touching your pee-pee, I think, or something.
It's
one of those sick little things that happen to him. I don't know. Are you born like that? Do you just have something wrong with your brain itself that makes you go out and do this? Or did he grow up and somebody touched his wee-wee, and he figured now he's got to choke people and hang 11-year-old girls up by pipes in the basement and jerk off to them? Oof. Ouch. Yeah, how about that one?
Yeah.
This guy was just the worst. Like choking people, and he talks about how he didn't quite know how to do it and how much pressure to use, and he had to choke people like 2 times, and the guy tried to fight back, so he shot him. And
I read the one about the mom and the kids, and that just...
Oh.
That was the one that got me. I'm like,
kids in the room with the toys, and then...
The kids are crying, so the mom and this BTK guy... help him into another room.
Yeah.
And then the mom's all freaked out and nervous, so he gives her a glass of water
to calm
her down.
She threw up.
Yeah, she threw up.
So he gives her a glass of water and calms her down, and then, puts a plastic bag over her head and chokes her. Where does that come from? Where the hell does something like that come from?
Violent video games!
It's gotta be.
Violent video games! Shut up.
But that's only a little piece of the New York Post cover.
Yeah,
My favorite story of the day, Frankendog. Frankendog.
I'm so glad we're finally acknowledging that we really don't have real newspapers in New York anymore. When you use a headline like Frankendog on the front page of your paper, you can't call yourself a newspaper anymore.
Scientists bring dead pooches back to life. Da-da! Yes, Frankendog. Apparently they've been working on this for a while. They take all the blood out of the dogs. They drain it entirely of its blood, and then inject in its blood vessels and heart, and so it goes to all the tissue. Really ice cold salt water. And they then bring the dog back after an hour, and then they kind of stretched it to 2 hours, and now they're up to 3 hours that they can have these dogs completely dead, not breathing, no activity whatsoever.
With no blood in them.
No blood. The blood's drained out, salt water, freezing cold salt water put in their veins, and after 3 hours, they replace the blood, shock them back to life, and they said sometimes the dogs act, completely normal and you never know anything happened. And then others, they've had some behavioral and other serious problems.
You think?
But they said that this their final goal for this is like, say, a soldier in the field is injured really badly and won't make it to a hospital. If they could do this kind of procedure, obviously way down the line, and preserve him until they can bring him to a hospital.
That gag never works.
I know.
The stuff they're able to do with animals, they really haven't been able to do with humans yet.
No.
I'm sure. I know someone will call up and say, well, no, they could do... All right, I get it. But as far as this Franken shit goes...
Franken shit.
All right, so that's the New York Post.
That's loud.
Holy shit, I'm not the only one you just blew out.
What the hell happened there?
Dude, that was a real reaction. I just got freaked out.
Turn that way down.
You just fucked up so many people out in XM land.
What happened? I couldn't tell. There was an explosion.
Oh, my God.
There it is. Mark that.
Ooh. No, I had to turn you up because the clips you were playing over the...
God damn.
Over that, the intro music was so low, I had to crank you up.
I know, this has to be ridden,
Oh, my God,
every
that
time you
freaked me
friggin'
out.
play it. Yeah, that freaked me out. I hit it, I thought my headphones exploded on my head.
All right, so that's the New York Post and the Daily News here in New York City. Walmart billionaire dies in a plane crash, but you're telling me it's not a plane, right?
It's an ultralight, which is pretty much, rags thrown over a pipe frame with a motor slapped on it. It's an overgrown kite.
These billionaires,
Mm-hmm.
they just get bored. They just get bored with their lives and just start doing stupid shit.
$18
billion, right?
$18 billion. That's 1,000 millions 18 times.
What?
That's what that is. A billion is 1,000 million. So you have $1 million 1,000 times. 1,000 times a pile of $1 million, and then 18 of those. That's a lot of fucking money.
You think that would fill up this studio? With if it was all dollars?
In $1 million bills, it would fill up this studio.
Really?
It's ridiculous, that amount of money.
Say it like that. That sounds like a lot.
That is a hell of a lot of money to be strapping a motor onto curtains and flying it around in Wyoming.
These guys have nothing better to do. They've done everything. So they start, figuring out other ways to kind of stimulate their bodies there.
Yeah.
Stimulate their souls.
Stimulate their soul? Well, this guy's been in some shit, though. You'd think it was time to relax. The guy won like a Silver Star in Vietnam. He's a medic with the Green Berets. Saved a bunch of people in his unit under enemy fire. 58 years old. So you figure he's been in some action. Maybe it's time to settle down. Find yourself a nice girl. Settle down.
If I had $18 billion, I would just sit in a hotel room and have them bring me prostitutes and food, and I had the rooms made of rubber so I couldn't fall and injure myself.
Imagine the parade of hookers you could have with $18 billion. Just never-ending line.
Oh, just awful.
Just like that Bugs Bunny cartoon.
Yeah. Loads just shooting out. Oh, what a mess you'd be.
Foam everywhere in the room.
Of course.
No head bumps, no wounds.
No sharp edges on anything. Looked like a child's room. Everything rounded and padded.
My God. So,
but he, took off from Jackson, Wyoming, an airport, and right after takeoff, just crashed.
Done. There you go.
That's it. Makes it through the Nam.
And then, hero cop knifed. Dramatic video shows stabbing in donut shop.
Again, the friggin' New York Post. Do they have to... this is a story that could have ended in real tragedy with the cop being killed. He was stabbed in the left side said it was more a slash wound than an actual stab wound. But if the knife went straight in, it's right in the guy's heart. He's dead. But since it wasn't that tragic, I guess the Post figured they'd have some fun with it. So their headline is, Cop fights dough/nut. See, he went to rob the donut place. So he's a dough nut. Wow. And then the little minor headline under the picture says, dough bid.
What?
And it says the officer sees the thug grab for cash at a Dunkin' Donuts. So he's making a bid for the dough. See, dough bid, another donut type joke. And then they show the picture of the perp with the knife just about stabbing the cop in the frame of the security video. And it says, bear claw. The robber lunges at the officer with a folded knife, barely missing him. Bear claw, which is another donut joke. Yeah. Full of funny donut jokes this morning.
Oh, it's all cute. Except for the hero cop that was slashed.
And a Dunkin' Donuts slashed as he dunks punk. Get it?
Did
Dunkin'
it say that?
Donuts. Oh, of course it does, right there.
Where's the line about how he got slashed and the underside of his armpit looked like a jelly donut? That'd be nice.
That? Here he is walking out with his jelly-stained shirt.
Did they really say that?
No.
Oh.
Oh, no. That I wouldn't put it past him, though. Oh. As the chocolate donut ran out of the store and is being looked for.
The chocolate cruller ran down the street with his hat sideways.
Criminal. And, of course, the little humorous note on this one is the cops are saying he escaped in his mother's red Nissan or something, red car. They got the plate number, went to the house and noticed the car was out of gas and assumed the guy was robbing the donut place to get gas for the car to make it to a court appearance he had in Brooklyn for some other crime he had committed. And he walks the streets and pulls knives on people in stores and stabs cops. But the cop, I mean, you know, you could say everything you want, brave, he's off duty and he's doing his job just like cops are on duty 24 hours a day, actually. And, you know, why would you do this? Why confront the guy with the knife when you don't have a gun? And where is this guy's gun? Don't they just carry all the time?
Maybe he couldn't get to it in time or something?
I don't know.
Maybe had it down low?
It looks like he just reacted, like he saw the knife, saw the clerk behind the counter, thought maybe his life was in danger, and reacted immediately by trying to subdue the guy. But, I don't know, take a couple of seconds, pull the gun out, and just blow the guy's sideways hat all over the lovely donut display. And the clerk. Just get this guy out of society. Out! What good is this guy going to do? And you know damn well he's not going to see a lot of jail time.
Yeah.
I'll probably go away for a little bit, but the lawyer will talk about how he didn't kill him because he didn't want to. He was desperate. He was hungry. And the guy will get a couple of years, and he'll be out. And, of course, he'll probably get a great job that'll really help society out somewhere down the line. Just get rid of these people.
So that's another huge story. Hey, as a goof, you want to see what's on the front page of the New York Times, a paper we don't really look at much?
Can't be fun. Is it exam scam?
Oh,
like the vice principal slips his son the Regents test exams answer? Exam scam. This guy had access to the Regents exams, and the allegations here are that he gave his son the answers, which he wrote on his hand as he was taking the test.
And the strange part about that story, I didn't know Joe Morgan was a vice principal at a high school. Good visual for someone out there. Does that look like good old Joe Morgan?
You know, he's actually up on criminal charges. It's a misdemeanor, but misconduct. Yeah. Criminal misconduct. You slip your kid the answers to the Regents exam, and he writes them on his hand, and he was doing the test, and then I guess the teacher saw he had it written on his hand, and he gets arrested. Who would think that was a crime? You'd think you'd be fired for your job if you have access to the exams like that. But actually, you know, have to go to court and be arrested for it? Never thought. And by the way, a little note, that's my my alma mater that I never graduated from. John H. Glenn High School. That's where the kid was cheating. Mm-hmm.
Did you cheat in high school?
Yes.
I was the king of the cheat sheets, man.
I was
able to get them down to so ridiculously small.
Small, yeah.
I didn't write it on your hand because that was how you always got.
You couldn't get
caught.
rid of the evidence if
Right.
the jig's up and you gotta eat the evidence.
I would put my potential answers on something that almost as maybe the size of 2 stamps. Maybe.
Really?
Oh yeah. And then
For a whole test?
Yeah, then you slide it under the test itself, and then when the teacher's way up in front, you slide it out, get what you need, and somehow get it in your pocket before the end of the exam. Yeah,
Got to put it on like rice paper, like a rolling paper.
I
so
learned
you
a
can
long
eat
time
it easy.
ago, like that memorizing crap. Who cares? I never felt guilty about like cheating on tests that was all about just memorizing dumb shit.
Yeah,
I didn't feel guilty about that.
that's how you remember stuff.
Yeah, by writing it down. Because guess what? When you leave high school, you don't have to memorize shit. You write it down.
You don't like
So
having these things in your head?
No, it was dumb stuff.
Dumb stuff.
Like, American history and,
Dumb stuff.
I'm just kidding.
That's funny.
Stupid American history. Who's going to need that?
Who cares?
All right, well, the New York Times has a goof. Let's see what's on the front page.
All right,
of
probably
the
some
New York
interesting,
Times.
fun stories.
Well-
Frankendog? No?
Well, no, the China economy rising at pace to rival the U.S.
Oh, that's an interesting. What? That's interesting. The New York Times.
They got the BTK killer.
Yeah, he was big news.
And then they got justices allow a commandments display, bar others.
Yeah.
And they have a picture on the front page of the Rehnquist there, or whatever.
Oh, yes, Rehnquist.
Rehnquist, right, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
The death watch is on him. They're not. Looks like they're not going to let him retire.
No, absolutely not. And they're already arguing back and forth, conservatives and liberals. Not even who they want to put in there, but like prospects that are in there. They're already saying, nope, not him. It's like no one's even dead yet. They haven't even decided on anything yet. And they're saying, no, even if he tries, we're going to block this one.
Why can't he retire?
Because it's a real big deal.
Too much at stake.
Way too much at stake.
They won't let him retire? Really?
No.
No, he's going to pretty much die.
He's got to drop dead right there. Yeah, banging his gavel. Liberal fallout.
Oh, yeah. All right, so...
Is he liberal or conservative, Rehnquist?
There's too much at stake.
He's conservative, right?
Conservative?
Yeah. Big time conservative.
They're very like scared, these guys, that they're going to leave and then someone's going to replace them that doesn't share their ideology. So they stay in there until they drop dead.
But they would let him retire if he wanted to. He's just holding on.
Yeah.
Stubborn old douche. Beat it.
Wow.
Oh, Mighty, you're in your 80s. Fuck off already. Had your shot.
A lot of them are
I don't
thinking
think
about
it's his
retiring,
choice,
though.
really.
There's a couple more that want to retire.
Yeah.
What's her name? The chick there? O'Connor?
O'Connor.
Yeah, Sandra Day O'Connor.
First female.
Sandra D.
Sandra D.
Yeah, she's thinking of giving it up.
Then Ruth Ginsburg will be the hot one.
Woof. Yeah.
And finally, a little news wrap up. Just starting the show a little different today. Another shark attack in Florida.
Shark attack.
And the news just showing sharks just swimming offshore where that girl was eaten pretty much alive.
This one just 100 miles from the last shark attack. That's what they're saying. Who cares? It's 100 miles. That's pretty far. I don't think it's the same guy.
How about this? Why don't people just stay in the pools in Florida?
There you go.
Just stay away from the ocean.
Stay in the pool. It's nice.
How about this? You just go about your business as usual. People are not getting bitten by sharks like
Another
the news shows.
Teen shark attack. This was a 16-year-old boy.
Was he killed?
Ooh. No. He lost his leg, though. They had to chop his leg off. Shark really messed him up.
How many people conservatively do you think swim in Florida every year?
Wow.
1,000,
Florida?
2,000?
Gotta be. I'd say could be a little higher than that.
Possible. Could be more than that, Jim.
Yeah. Let's just say a lot.
Well, in the year 2000, there were 37 shark attacks.
37 shark attacks.
2001, 34. 2002, 29. 2003, 30. 2004, 12.
You know what, though?
So it's safe to say 2005 will be around 30 again. That's it.
Wait, how many in the earlier date?
2000? 37.
What's the earliest they go back? 2000?
Well, they're just showing the last 5 years, I guess.
Okay. Wonder if they're increasing.
Since the International Shark Attack
That'll
File
get the news.
started keeping records in 1882, there have been 500 attacks in Florida. Since 1882.
Since 1882. Hold on. 1882?
1882.
500 attacks.
In Florida.
And that's not deaths, that's attacks.
Oh, resulting in 12 fatalities.
Okay. Since 1882, 12 people have died from shark attacks in Florida.
1882.
123 years.
And the news is talking about this.
Like this is the biggest danger to your kids. They're all doing reports on it, how to keep your kids safe.
Do you know, probably any activity ever has resulted in more deaths?
Of course.
Since 1882 than 12?
This is the whole culture of fear we talk about all the time.
Dude, I would go as far to say picking wax out of your ears. Since 1882, more people have died from that activity than shark attacks in Florida.
People that eat oysters.
There you go.
Ooh, good one.
Food poisoning.
Yeah, oysters.
Oysters more deadly than sharks,
Definitely.
but not nearly as scary.
What the hell was going on in 1882? That's when they started this record keeping. 500 attacks since then, 12 fatalities.
What happened there?
1882 is like women had to still go to the beach in dresses.
Yeah. Yeah, some guy in like a big stovepipe hat, help me, just getting dragged under. And some guy on the beach decided to go, got a paper and a pencil? Bob was eaten by a shark.
Thigh-high bathing suit. You know the ones that start at the chest and they go all the way down to your mid-thigh? Stripes.
Parasols. They all get changed in those striped booths on the beach with a little triangular flag on the top.
Shark grabbed him by his handlebar mustache and just dragged him out to sea.
Unhand me, scoundrel! 1882.
500 attacks in the
Damn,
Florida area.
that's
12
nothing.
deaths. That's it.
That is nothing.
Sharks stink.
They
500
really do.
attacks, they only killed 12 people?
That's not scary at all.
What nerds.
But the stupid news and the culture of fear, you know, they make it sound like you might as well not even go swimming this year.
Don't
'cause
go
the sharks
swimming.
are absolutely out of their minds this year.
And I guess they were out pretty far. Is what happens. Go out past the point of where a lot of swimmers are, and you're more in their territory.
You know, when I was a little boy and I saw Jaws, it scared me so much that I used to pretend that in my apartment's swimming pool that I was Roy Scheider and I was going to kill a shark.
Tool. Little Jimmy Robinson get eaten on the
just a little fag
on the raft. Little Jimmy Robinson comes spilling out all over the dock. I like whenever they're talking about these shark attacks, because now there's a whole thing, should they close the beaches? Should they close the beaches? And every time I hear it, I just think of the mayor. Those beaches will stay open. It's the 4th of July. We're not going to close those beaches.
Which is coming up this weekend.
Yep.
That's right.
4th of July.
4th of July.
There have been some injuries to a couple of bathers. A couple of injuries. Guy's trying to sugarcoat the whole thing. Girl was ripped to shreds.
A perfect politician.
Little boy swallowed whole. Who cares?
Didn't this coat have anchors on it?
Yeah, it had the little anchors. My son was in that water too. I just sign it, Mayor. The mayor.
He turns into Dr. Bellows.
Oh yeah, he had no clue what's going on. All his cronies too, like the business owners and the other guy, Stefano Demira. He was in it. A bunch of clowns. Just wanted the beaches open. Oh, look, see, they're doing the story on TV right now.
Of course. Here's the culture.
They're showing the shark. They showed shark expert. They showed the girl who was killed. Dun, 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 scary music, sharks in the water, holy shit. And you go swimming, what happens to you? Nothing.
Absolutely
You don't
nothing.
even see it.
Every once in a while you get a little nibble like, whoo, what was that?
I swallowed some water. Oh, a jellyfish!
Or a crab, like, you know, walks over your foot.
The seaweed scrapes by your leg. Oh, I lose it in the water. Because there are just monsters under there. I don't care if it's a shark or a rock. It's a monster. I don't have a good view of it. I will not go in the water. I hate the ocean water. I go down when we go on vacation, the Bahamas, or go on the cruises or something like that. I am petrified. I bob around in the water, and it's kind of cool because you can see in that nice blue water. But you ever go swimming up here? You go to the New York beaches? It stinks. It's like a green-brown muck that you can't see like an inch down.
You have absolutely no idea what's down
there. And
there.
there's just everything down there. You feel rocks, seaweed, there's jellyfish, crabs.
You never went...
Horseshoe crabs scare the piss out of me because they can't do anything to you. They're those wacky, prehistoric-looking the little things with the big stinger thing on the back, it looks like.
Yeah.
It's like a 2-foot stinger.
Those things are too busy fucking all day.
Are they?
Oh, my God.
Oh, you always see them up on top of each other?
Every time you go to the beach, they're just humping.
Yeah.
They're just humping away, man.
Can't they sting you?
No, they can't. They really can't. That stinger thing kind of goes up like a little boner, but it doesn't go high enough where you're going to step on it. And it really isn't. It doesn't have a joint on it where it can kind of get to you, or it doesn't have the power to back into you. So it just kind of walks around. But they're creepy looking. And if you step on one, you're just getting the shit scared out of you.
Hey, let me ask you something.
Yeah.
You know, we were brought up on Long Island there.
Crab Meadow Beach as a kid I used to go to.
You've never, taken a boat to the middle of the Long Island Sound and just jumped in?
Whoa. Never. I used to ride my jet ski out in the Sound, and you'd pass over these areas where
dark.
the water would be like black, just dark, and you knew you were over a huge crevice that it made the water was real still in one little area. Real still and a lot darker than the surrounding water. And I just... You go right over it and go look down and go, oh, please don't fall off now. Please don't fall off.
Yeah, because it's going to matter.
Oh.
If you fall off in 100 feet of water or 1,000 feet.
Just the thought of bobbing in the water and having that much nothingness under you and the creatures that are down there. I am scared pissless of ocean animals.
It was probably just a whale feeding.
Oh.
Can you imagine?
You see ripples on the water and stuff. Because I loved jet skiing. Loved it. Did it all the time. But I was petrified of what was under that water. And I've ditched my jet ski a few times. And I'd fly over, the handlebars or cut the turn and hit a wave wrong. And you just get thrown off the side of the thing. And you got to swim back to it. And as you're swimming back, all I'm thinking is, oh, my God, nothing touched my leg. Oh, if something touched my foot, I'm dead. Oh, my God, I will freak out. I can't take this. And I get back on that jet ski so quick.
Yeah.
It'd be like an acrobat. Do a backflip out of the water and land on the seat. Scares the shit out of me. And then not so much sharks, whatever. I don't care if it's a friggin' minnow. It's going to scare the piss out of me. You see these Jacques Cousteau shows and stuff when I was a kid? And the divers are down there with these groupers. You ever see those fish? They're gigantic.
They have them at Atlantis.
Yeah.
In the Bahamas
Huge.
there.
And, they're just fish. They're not really going to fuck with you. But if I saw something like that in the water, that's it. Put me in a box. It's done.
How about if you saw a nurse shark?
Oh.
Those faggoty sharks that do nothing but just look dumb.
They're harmless,
Big
but they are
mouth with no
giant.
teeth.
They're like 30 feet long, these things. And they show divers petting them, and they look like sharks, They kind of have the body and stuff. They just don't have those big teeth.
Yeah.
And it's just, how do you swim with this thing?
Well, we got a local news tease. I got to play this because we laugh at these local news teases.
Oh, because the news, no matter what city you live in, the news has to have their little angle on it. The shark attacks are in Florida, but every state, every city in the country is going to talk to you about shark attacks now and how it affects you.
I'm sure they even have this in Las Vegas.
Iowa. Yeah.
Iowa. Montana.
Sharks in the cornfield?
Right. You would think not, but...
Could sharks enter the farm's irrigation system? We'll tell you.
And then you wait till 10:55 and they go,
no, that's absolutely impossible. Why did you even think of considering it, idiot?
You idiots. We got you to listen longer or watch longer. Here's the tease from one of the New York TV stations.
Bull sharks. It's the kind that killed this teenager. We will show you how violent they can be. Plus, are they swimming in our area?
Oh, see? Are they swimming in our area? Oh, God.
This is why we do the assault on the media. Right here's a perfect example.
Thank you.
A perfect example why we have no respect for the local media.
None
whatsoever.
Fear-mongering just bastards.
Scumbags.
Scumbag, fear-spreading bastards. In our area, we'll talk to shark experts, and I'm sure they have the reporter at the beach talking. Look, these waters behind me, do they contain a hidden danger? Beneath the surface, you see people frolicking on, could lurk death. What? And I'm sure Florida, with their 12 deaths since 1882, blows away New York's death count as far as shark attacks go. I'm sure it blows it away. There's probably been 3 since the 1800s, I bet.
Yeah.
And they will scare the piss out of you.
Is there a serial killer wandering around in your backyard?
We saw BTK's chilling confessions of murder yesterday on the news. Could it happen here? Is your neighbor a serial killer? Huh? What?
We'll give you signs to watch out for.
Yeah. We'll tell you what to look for.
Oh, because you're the expert on serial killers now.
Fearmonger.
Fucks. That's why we do the assaults on the media.
We put fear in the hearts of reporters. Fear that there's going to be an Opie and Anthony kook behind you, making you lose your cool and lose your job.
It's never good advice either. Ever. It's just always shallow garbage.
Never. Every year, they got the pat ones every snowstorm. Go out, make sure you have your milk and flashlight batteries and water. Anytime there's a storm, a blackout, remember, fill up your bathtub with water. Like we're living in the 1800s,
right,
where the water isn't going to work for any length of time. Power failures are extremely inconvenient. They are inconvenient. But unless you're in an iron lung, they're not really life-threatening. You know? Even the hospitals have backup generators that'll just keep running and running and running until they get the power on. You know, you don't really sweat a power failure anymore. It's not like the old days. And they're pretty good with getting it on quickly. But you're not going to be without TV. You know, your computer, video games, okay, it is a little life-threatening. But they make it sound like you're going to be stranded in your house for weeks on end. When was the last time you, in the New York area, I don't know about around the country, but you were stuck in your house because of a snowstorm for any length of time? That really mattered.
The 1977 ice storm?
Yeah, when they realized, wow, we need more plows. Up the budget for plows. And now, you know, the streets get plowed. There's a couple that get screwed up and people complain, why my streets ain't plowed? Why I go and look in some other towns and all them streets is plowed?
Oh, there's a reason why your streets aren't plowed.
So you haven't welded gun protection, bulletproof guards over the cab of the plows?
It's our way of keeping you guys at home so you don't commit crimes.
Harder to run with stolen merchandise on the ice, isn't it?
Oh, it's a conspiracy.
Yes, it's a big conspiracy. Why do you think snow is white?
That's right.
Point.
Mm-hmm.
I want to listen to that news tease again.
Yeah.
Because these things make me laugh.
Bull sharks, it's the kind that killed this teenager. We will show you how violent they can be. Plus, are they swimming in our area?
Wow. Bull sharks. I call them Bravo Sierras. That's what I call them. Douchebag.
Oh, that's just awful.
Yeah, so they're fearmongers. Spread the fear. Shark attacks in our area.
All right, here we go, Anthony. We're getting more facts on shark attacks. The United States averages just 16 shark attacks each year.
Each year.
And slightly less than one shark attack fatality every 2 years.
Every 2 years.
On average, obviously.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, in the coastal U.S. states alone, lightning strikes and kills more than 41 people each year.
41 people a year get it from lightning.
Right.
So obviously more of a chance of
But see, to do a news story on lightning strikes, it's kind of boring.
In the coastal states, it says? The lightning for the coastal states?
Yeah.
Yeah, because you can't include the entire country, which then would be a huge number, right?
Of course it would be. Of course. But to do a story on that's just boring.
Well, they probably only did the coastal states because of the, that's where the sharks...
Well, yeah, that's exactly what they're doing.
Yeah.
They're trying to compare the shark attacks to other things that could happen in those areas. And lightning's a lot more dangerous.
Australia's like kicking ass as far as the shark attacks go. According to the International Shark Attack File, between
How to survive Jaws? Hold on!
Oh,
my God!
Come on, here it is.
Maybe feeding more frequently, and that's usually dawn and dusk. So avoid periods of dawn and dusk,
Here it is.
and you're less likely to be attacked by a shark, which, by the way, is a very, very low probability to begin with.
And what about what you wear, Greg?
He's the shark expert.
What you
well,
wear.
We know that sharks feed on small schooling fishes in many cases, and
Unless
if you
you
wear
don't dress like a fish,
shiny jewelry,
you'll be
bright
fine.
bathing suits,
Leave your seal
that
outfit
tends
at
to be
home,
reflective,
shithead.
it tends to perhaps attract a shark, or you may actually mimic a bait fish, so you don't want to do that. So avoid those kind of shiny objects.
So even if you do all those things to try and avoid it, but the worst things happen, you see a shark. Yesterday we were talking to a surfer, and he said it's not uncommon for him to see
Not
sharks
uncommon.
She didn't get enough fear out of this
surfboard,
guy,
but
so
he's-
she's
he's
going to
a
keep
veteran.
Right,
He's-
right. He
you know,
said
he's
it's
not
uncommon.
frightened by that. The average person's going to freak out. What do you do if you see a shark in the water?
Scream.
Well, I think it's
what do you
if
do?
you're an average
Suck its
person and you
dick.
see a shark, you are going to freak out. And the best thing to do is just keep your eye on it and leave the water, very calmly. Don't panic, don't splash.
They show sharks
Just
eating
remove
during
yourself
this
from the
feature, by the way.
presence of the shark.
They're showing sharks
And
eating
if the
to
shark
scare you
does
more.
bite you, like the young boy Monday
What do you
morning
do?
who was fishing,
What do you do if
and
the shark eats
his
you?
brother and another friend, they're pounding on the shark because once it gets a hold of you, it doesn't want to let go. So those are the things you just hit
Listen
on
to
the
how
shark.
she's building the fear.
In the cases where a shark does bite you and it is holding on to you, it's grabbing you with its jaws, strike the shark wherever you can. Let the shark know that you are not an easy prey.
Hit him in the balls.
Go ahead
Where's
and punch
shark's
it
ball?
any way you can, eyes, nose, anywhere you can reach
Attack,
on the shark.
fight back.
You know, we always hear about the nose. Is that because that's a sensitive area on the shark?
Well, because the nose has not only the nostrils...
It's the only place
and
you can hit.
it also has
Yeah.
Other
What are we
kinds
gonna
of
hit him in the
sensory
tail?
systems on it.
Kidney
It may
shot
be
while he's
sensitive
eating your
to
leg?
the shark. So go ahead and strike it. Really, you're in a survival mode. So
Survival mode.
As is the case in any kind of wild
You guys
animal
understand what's
attack,
going on here? They're
strike it
doing a
any
whole
way you
report
can.
on how to
Hey,
protect
Greg,
yourself
what's
from
this
sharks.
about? You know, we've
Maybe
been hearing
20
recently
people are gonna
about
have
shark
to
repellents,
have to use
chemical
this.
ones
Yeah.
and electrical
she
ones.
should
I know
be
there's some
shot to the
research being
face.
done. You think that's going to do any good?
Certainly, yeah. Most of the shark repellents under development right now are
Shark
still under
repellent.
development.
Repellent.
They're being tested.
Here it
Yeah,
is.
But there
it's
is
called
some
land.
promising avenues that the researchers are going down. Again, most of these repellents, though, are used for commercial divers, for people who are in the water much more frequently. They're not geared up toward the regular swimmer, so they may not be applicable right away for the average person going to the beach.
Sharks
and
can
the number
detect
one thing, as
prey
you said,
hundreds
though, it
of
is
yards
rare.
away.
If you do see a shark, don't
8
panic.
shark attacks in
They're
Florida
really
this
not,
year. They're flashing this on the screen in red
they don't
background.
Look at humans
Red
any
background,
differently
white
than
letters.
any other thing in the water, right? So it's not like they're coming after us. You just have to be
Oh,
as prepared as
I
you can.
swear to God, I hope she fucking
Absolutely.
drops
I mean,
dead.
They love
Sharks
this
don't
shit.
want to eat people. It's a case of mistaken
No,
identity.
they
They're
do.
going
Don't
after
say
some other
that.
Food item, and it happens to be
You're
a
not
person
scaring them enough.
in very, very rare
Yeah, they see-
instances. So, best thing to do is not worry about swimming with sharks. They're all around us at any given time, and don't panic.
All right, Greg. Well, thank you very much for that vital information
Robin.
for Brave.
Vital.
Vital.
We sure do appreciate it.
Vital.
Thanks a lot.
He didn't.
pleasure.
He was saying how it's not a problem, how this is so rare. Don't worry about it. And she had to keep adding in these little points to make it sound scarier. Unbelievable.
You want vital information? How about this? In case your car might break down, don't drive near like Bedford-Stuyvesant or Brownsville.
There
That's
you go.
vital information.
Vital information to your safety. According to the International Shark Attack File, between 1580 and 2003.
1580.
1580 and 2003.
Dude, that's like Vikings.
Right, Vikings. You're talking Vikings.
So you had to go to the beach with that wacky skull cap with the horns, whatever you want to call it, the Viking hat.
Viking hat. Oh, there were 1,909 confirmed shark attacks around the world. Around the world since 1580.
You know how many people have lived since 1580?
Since 1580, there have been 38 deaths in the United States. Since 1580.
That's it?
38 deaths.
It was in the United States until 1776, Anthony.
Yeah, I know.
Ooh.
Australia is at 132, and they're topping the list. Europe with one little shark attack that killed somebody.
They're so white the sharks can't see them in the water.
And how about Bermuda?
How about
Bermuda? 4 attacks since 1580, resulting in no deaths. No one in Bermuda has died from a shark attack since 1580.
Bermuda's going to have to do better.
Yeah.
They just did a whole report on how to protect yourself from shark attacks, knowing that maybe another 20 people will get bit by a shark this year.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Here it is.
Maybe.
I wanted to sail a softball right into her perfect capped teeth. She was making me physically ill.
Here it is. In 1996, that's the only year I have for this, there were 18 reported injuries and deaths from shark attacks. 18 injuries and deaths from shark attacks.
In Florida?
But there were 199,000 injuries from working with screws, nails, tacks, and bolts. 140,000 injuries from ladders. 44,000 injuries from toilets. Where's the news special on toilet danger?
That's right.
44,000 injuries from toilets.
How to protect yourself from your own toilet.
Are there logs in your neighborhood?
Oh, how not to sit on your testicles. We'll tell you at 11. You don't want that to happen. You fall down a little close to the front and almost sit on your ball bag. And 35,000 injuries while pruning, trimming, or edging plants.
That's why we do the assaults on the media.
Yep.
No respect whatsoever.
None whatsoever.
Mm-hmm.
We're not buying into their culture of fear.
Wow. All right, New York City?
Mm-hmm.
Is that here? New York City reporting the following number of people bitten by dogs, 8,064. Bitten by other people, 1,587.
People are doing more biting than dogs?
Well,
in New
no,
York?
dogs were 8,000.
Oh, 8,000.
People were 1,500.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay.
Cats, 800. Rats, 300. Squirrels, 100. Raccoons, 11. Ferrets, 7. Skunks, 3. And there were 13 shark injuries reported nationwide the same year. So, where's the other people danger? The bitten by people.
God, they really are scumbags.
They
the American
love
media.
scaring people, building things up. And this is just one little thing that is, obvious to us. Look at all the other stories. This is what they do for a living. It's not about giving you the news. It's not about the news anymore. It's about ratings, sensationalism, and scaring the piss out of you so you tune in more, you watch more, you're concerned for your safety. It's always about your safety. You have to watch this or you might be injured. That's what the news is now.
Didn't they used to be like, I heard when JFK got shot, the reporters said to the Kennedys, look, whenever you're ready to make a statement, we're here. Like, they showed them some respect and some privacy. And it's like, back then, didn't they have a little bit more dignity or self-respect or integrity? Like, what happened that just turned them into these fucking vultures?
Oh, I'll tell you what
Money.
happened. Money, certainly, but the competition got greater, obviously. More channels and stuff back then. What, we had 3 news channels?
Yeah. Yeah, it was pretty much your networks. You had the news. The news wasn't all day, by the way. If something happened, unless it was a big event that they cut into television for, you waited until 6 o'clock or 5 o'clock to get your news. That was it. You had your whatever TV that went up to Channel 13. A lot of those channels did nothing. And the other ones were your networks. So you tune in the news, the morning news, and then the evening news, and then the late news. That was it.
Coming up, women in danger.
What is this now? Women in danger? Coming up, vampires among us? I shit you not.
It's a new book everyone's talking about. Ahead.
Coming up,
vampires among us with a question mark.
Nosferatu they're showing.
Dude, and they were showing Nosferatu. I shit you not, people. We just read that on the news. Women in danger with a question mark, and then vampires among us? With what? Are they listening to the show and now they're fucking with us? Because that can't be real. That cannot be real while we're having this conversation. It did not just say vampires among us. Oh, my dear sweet Lord.
They'll interview those cornball vampire people who hang out and think they're dark and gothic.
Right.
I guarantee that's what they're going to do. I'm a vampire. I like blood.
I am just stupefied at this.
And then we get these articles in the paper about us and our assaults on the media.
Yeah, while a news reporter is doing a story on rape. Why are these guys behind? Do these news people have any dignity left at all where we can't go up and just shake our cocks behind them? What dignity do these guys have that anything we do behind a newscaster means anything?
Can you picture Cronkite reading that tease?
Vampires among
us.
Tune in at 5 o'clock when I'll do a story on vampires. Holy shit, I covered the Tet Offensive, now I'm doing vampires. Holy shit, women in danger of vampires. Shark vampires swimming off the waters in our area?
Unbelievable. I can't believe I just saw Vampires Among Us.
Classic.
With that red background, that alert red background with the white lettering on it, where you can't miss it, even in your peripheral vision. If you're walking through your living room and there's a TV, you got to look and go, there's some kind of danger I need to be alerted to. These scumbags.
Please, let's get more of them fired. Please.
Oh,
please get them fired.
You know, it really should be a mission. Now there's so many news channels that it's so competitive that a guy in a suit sitting behind a desk with 4 clocks behind him just doesn't cut it anymore. The American public will not watch that. They want action. They want it to be like an action movie. They want excitement. They want danger, but not real danger. Just this perceived danger. Don't put me in danger. Tell me about the danger I'm in.
The sad part, the majority of the viewers can't decipher what's real and what's not. And what's...
Oh, exactly, yeah.
You know, they can't figure it out that a lot of this is sensationalism.
Yeah, when you're close to the media, as we have been, you do realize how much they get wrong, how phony it is, and how much they're doing things for ratings. But yeah, 99% of the American public, forget about it. They eat this shit up and go, oh, did you hear? It's water cooler talk. They love it. The news loves spreading this shit around where they know people are going to go to work. You hear about the shark attacks?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I'm going to the beach this weekend. Well, I saw, don't wear jewelry. Don't go out and splash. Don't wear a fucking SEAL suit. Watch out for the vampires. They're out there, too.
If you're having your
Wear
period,
sunblock,
if you're having your period, don't go in the water.
Yeah, who?
That'll attract the sharks.
Well,
you know how many
that's
girls are having
true.
their periods at any given fucking moment?
That's probably
at
true,
Jones
just
Beach?
because it grosses me out if I'm swimming around some big blood stain.
These parents have enough to worry about at the beaches, and now that they have it in the back of their mind, this fear as well now.
Yeah.
Looking out for sharks. Some guy is diddling your 8-year-old.
Yeah, where's that danger? The little bathing suit.
Let's go to Bob in Jersey. Bob, let's go.
Hey, how you doing?
Hey,
how about the news does something useful, like how to protect your Jeep from Schwoogies?
There you go.
Watch out.
There you go. I would still have an XM satellite radio in my car.
Is your Jeep in danger?
Are there you-know-whats in your neighborhood?
Paul from Bensonhurst.
Yay.
Let's go, man. Paul. We're on a good roll. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go.
Hey, all right. So, yeah, there are sharks in Bensonhurst. They're called mud sharks.
He cracked himself up.
Let's go to Dave in Oklahoma.
What's going on, guys?
Hey, Dave.
Hey, Ant, what in 1882 you and Groucho used to go to the beach, and that's when you started keeping track of that?
Yes, me and Groucho on the beach.
Let's go to Ryan in Florida.
Hey.
Hey.
Hey, what's going on? I love you guys. Doesn't teen shark attack sound a hell of a lot sexier than the fat lady shark attack, though?
Of course it does.
Teen shark attack.
Very sexy.
All right, thank you.
Anyway, punch it out.
Let's go to Dr. D in Indiana.
Hey, good morning. 2 headlines in the local paper. Local authorities try to weed out pot problem. Another headline, is your dog's liver in danger from radio DJs?
Very good.
Weed out the problem, yeah.
Yeah, well.
At 6 o'clock, this is Sticky in Louisiana. At 6 o'clock, horseshoe crabs, hidden menace. They love using lines like that, too. That's a great news line. Hidden menace? A danger? Oh, it's always so dangerous out there just to step out your fucking door in the morning. It's such a danger.
Tom, what's going on?
What's up, guys?
Hey,
this weekend my car was broken into. They stole my XM. I was within 100 miles from you. Do you think we should launch an investigation?
Yeah, exactly.
Only 100 miles away.
Boy,
Only 100 miles away, they stole my radio. Let's call the media.
They actually said that. The latest attack only 100 miles away.
It's such
You know how long it would take you to swim 100 miles?
Yeah.
fucking assholes. You know how long it takes to drive 100 miles on Long Island on a Friday?
Exactly.
Fucking retards.
All right, let's go to another Tom. Tom?
Yeah, how you doing?
Hey.
Hey, what I want to do is take some of these reporters that are reporting on these sharks down the beaches, throw them into the water. See what the real hidden danger is, like the riptides that kill more people in a year than have been killed by sharks since 1882.
Another interesting stat. 2 people die each year from death by soda machines. I can't even figure out how that could possibly happen.
I'm guessing you try to shake it loose to
And
get your
it
soda.
falls on you.
Yeah.
Justly falls on you.
Do you think that when you're killed like that, your family goes, please, God, let there be one other person in this country who died this way?
Yeah.
So we're not related to the only asshole?
There's 2. They could put him to rest with a little smile on their face, because, yes, there are 2 per year. I guess that is the only way you can die from a soda machine. I can't really imagine any other way. The can comes flying out and hits you in the head. Was that a Stephen King movie?
Some sort of an electricity thing, but maybe you're standing in water and you go to... But that would probably be an electrical death, but that really a soda machine death?
Well...
Maybe the change return shoots a quarter into your pee hole.
Right. That could hurt.
Yeah, that would just hurt, though. Let's go.
Change shooting into your pee hole?
Are there soda machines in your neighborhood?
A soda machine danger you haven't heard about.
Are your children near soda machines?
Jeff in Chicago.
Hey, what's up, fellas?
Hey, Jeff.
Hey, I wanted to know how many people have died fucking, and, if it's probably more, why on the news don't we hear, them telling us not to fuck real hot Puerto Rican chicks?
Even though the joke went horribly wrong, I think you do have a good point about it's just
I'm not a pro, man. I'm just taller,
All right. Thank you, Jeff.
Here's a biggest headline here in Tampa is shootout at the airport. Turns out to be a guy shot his ex-wife in the parking lot and got shot by a cop, and the teaser makes it sound like it's some kind of terrorist attack. They only say shootout at the airport.
Of course.
Because they love, especially with the terrorist thing, anything that happens with an airplane or an airport, they love giving you as little information and as much fear as possible.
All right. Let me say hi to John in Jersey. John?
Yo, boys, what's up?
What's up, John? Having a good time today. Dennis Leary coming in around 9 o'clock.
Hey, after War of the Worlds opens up this weekend, is it going to be our aliens amongst us?
Oh, I don't doubt it. I do not doubt it. Could this happen?
Who is this reporter? Does anyone know her name?
Yeah, it's Robin. She used to do sports.
Robin. She's ripping me off.
She's now on ABC with the gang.
God,
I forgot her last name. All right, why don't we take our first break? Speaking of War of the Worlds.
We taping this vampire thing?
Oh, danger. Hidden
women.
danger for women.
Did the police have to respond, and in what way? That's coming up.
And on a lighter note, you can go on vacation without ever leaving home. We've got some new products that will transform your backyard.
The happy story. And then they get right back to scaring the shit out of you. These friggin' manipulators.
Are there vampires still among us? Everybody talking about the new Dracula book, a thrill ride through history. And it is the summer's most hotly anticipated novel, and we have the author here.
And a birthday to celebrate, the game of Monopoly turns 70. We're going to roll the dice, try to stay out of jail. Do you know, because they've done computer studies,
children choking hazard on that little car?
Monopoly's properties to get.
I'm sure you know.
Yes.
Baltimore.
How to stay out of Monopoly jail.
Baltic? Baltimore? The yellow one. Isn't Baltimore the yellow one?
Shut up. Stop trying to be fun and entertaining. You're not fun people.
No improv skill, ass.
Yeah. But that's one of the least profitable.
You're just showing off now.
The red and the orange are the two most profitable monopolies.
Why did you do this stuff?
Just what? For these kinds of tips will be all coming up. Let's get to Robin in the head.
The red and the orange?
President Bush
maybe
makes
statistically for where you land? Is that it?
I don't know. Who cares?
I don't know. I'd like to know. I like a good game of Monopoly with my friends.
Orange? What about the green?
What is the orange?
Green's kick ass. Orange is like the one right before free parking.
Oh, yeah.
St. James Place.
Tennessee Avenue.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And what's the other one?
New York?
The big ones were blue.
Well, Park Place and the other
The
thing.
light blues were the cheap ones, and then the
Boardwalk.
purple ones were like, "Yo, B." I loved buying the slum though. You put hotels there, people come around, go. They always land on.
Gonna
it.
fork that 200 over.
Yeah, consistently though.
I like the yellows and the reds. That was a tough area up there. Old Marvin Gardens.
If you owned the yellow and the green coming around to Boardwalk, it's just that killer corner. You'd see people sweat before they start rolling the dice. They're like, "Oh, I'm coming up on this." Oh, they land in jail and stay there instead of even try to get out. It'd be dangerous. And then if you could have the red, yellow, and green, the whole strip.
Well, why don't you just say if you could have everyone on the board? I mean,
Everyone. Well, I've had the whole side of the board
That's nice.
in a couple of games, and you kick ass.
I like
and they
the-
have Boardwalk and Park Place, and you just miss it every time.
Yeah, luxury tax or whatever that
Yeah,
shit is,
yeah,
$75. I laugh at you. How about the railroads? They were my favorites. I'll get all four of them. $200 a pop.
Very nice.
Choo choo. Pay me, scumbag.
All right, let's go back to the phones here. Aaron, what's up?
Pay me, scumbag. Playing with Grandma.
Yeah.
Pay me, you whore.
Pay me, you old sea-face.
Go ahead, Aaron.
Anyway, the Dennis Rader, that serial killer, they had him confessing on TV yesterday. And the whole deal was they put it on TV. They said it was a difficult decision, but they did it for our benefit.
What?
That he confessed on TV, confessed to all 10 murders, and it was a pretty gruesome deal. But
Basically, he's saying his local TV station, they broadcasted the BTK confessions or whatever, and then said it was a tough decision if we were going to air this or not.
Yeah.
But we decided to do it for your benefit or whatever.
Yeah, they did it for us, not them. It was for our safety.
You mean they couldn't hide how gratuitous it was? They had to kind of acknowledge it. They couldn't hide how disgusting they are.
Yeah, well, here we go. We got the BTK audio we'll do next. We got the Tom Cruise audio. We haven't gotten to that yet. And
by the way, they just showed the video of the cop getting slashed.
Yeah.
The guy, I mean, he obviously he hit the cop, but he was reaching over the register, and the cop grabbed him, and the guy, it was like a slash run. It was like a get off me and go. It wasn't like a real attack on a cop.
Oh, that's what his defense lawyer will say. The guy should be put away forever.
I agree. But I'm saying, I'm watching it, the papers are playing it up a little bit.
Yeah.
The guy was just like slashing and getting out of there. Like let's just beat it.
That's exactly what his lawyer's going to say. Obviously, he was escaping. He didn't know this man was an officer. He was hungry, and he thought this man might have been trying to, who knows, rob him. Shut up. Put him away.
I don't know, man. Society wronged this fellow.
Yeah, that must have been it.
all right, why don't we take a quick break, and we'll continue.
Right.
We got lots to do today. Derek, get us out of here.
Hey, what's that?
Well, you've never seen it before?
Looks like a rock.
New from Sedentary Toys and the Opie and Anthony Show.
Oh,
it's so shiny.
It's got corners.
It's the cool new toy that has everyone jumping for joy.
O&A Party Rock!
It's not just any rock.
It's the O&A Party Rock. The O&A Party Rock is incredibly versatile.
You can chuck it, you can fuck it, you can drop it in a bucket.
You can race it, you can chase it, you can yell right in its face. It's the bestest friend you'll ever have.
O&A Party Rock!
Why is it wearing a party hat?
Every Party Rock comes dressed in a colorful party hat and party blower, making it the centerpiece of any party.
Now with shiny red dancing shoes.
Not only that, the O&A Party Rock is
It's a fucking rock, you dildo.
We're back with the Opie and Anthony program.
Jimmy got a picture with Jessica Alba?
The all Fantastic Four.
All four of them?
Yep. I got to thank Jinx, and who's the Marsha, right? They're both very cool, both very helpful, get me those shots. So thank you guys so much, man. You guys were really cool yesterday, and I appreciate you getting me in. Thank you.
Wow. How hot is Jessica Alba?
Phenomenal.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Ridiculous hot, right?
Her and Chickless were on my one side.
Chickless is hot too, right?
Yeah, he's got like a great stocky body, more of like a Steve type of a vibe. He just holds you down and
Big
straight you
bear.
out. Yeah. Are there bears in your neighborhood? Well, I don't know. I'm just trying to find my way around. Perfect diction. Are your children hearing it?
He's got a weird T-shirt on today. That's pretty funny.
Today?
Actually.
Where is that creep? I haven't seen him all morning.
I know.
He sells the stupidest merchandise on his website.
He's just awful.
I go, how many of those shirts have you sold so far? He goes, 4.
He's an internet snake oil salesman.
You remember those shirts years ago at NEW of us? They had like the little rotten caricatures. Yeah, well, we'll give you a percentage. I didn't expect to get rich off it, but could I have gotten $1?
Just $1.
$1?
Here he is.
Oh my God, he's got long pants on.
Everyone, yeah, it's cold out.
That's a cool shirt, actually.
That's what I mean. It's funny to me.
Hey, that's pretty
I
funny.
invented this shit.
This
Shirt.
Yeah, it's a black shirt with red lettering. The font's really cool. It says, "Hoo. I invented this shirt."
Exactly.
On the back it should say, "Tell him, Fred."
Tell him, Fred.
We're doing one that says "Tell him, Fred" on the back.
Fred
actually.
ain't saying
Tell
shit,
him,
Howard.
Fred.
It's very funny.
Hawking your wares.
Believe me, I wish I was getting rich off this shit. But
yeah,
it's like,
nothing.
No, I mean, because you don't make money with T-shirts really, because you have to make this stuff in order to like limit risk. You make them to order, so every time somebody orders one, they get made. So the profit is like $2 an item.
You make them one by one.
Yeah. Otherwise, you got a warehouse full of this stuff that maybe somebody's going to buy.
Here's some of the stuff you can buy on
one by
Foundry.
one.
Yeah.
This is FoundryMusic.com in the merchandise section. Your mom's box T-shirt, the Party Rock fitted hat.
Oh.
The Party Rock T-shirt. The Hoo I invented this shirt, and then the the Foundry Music logo stuff.
Yeah.
And then a Stay Cozy T-shirt. Stay Cozy Martini version.
I like that one.
Martini version.
It's like
Steve just wears his products every day, too.
I love it.
Like he's advertising. Oh, that's a great stat. What did I just
47% of men who beat their wives do it at least 3 times a day or 3 times a week. 3 times a week.
Women in danger when restraining orders don't work. Ugh. Man, they love it.
Wow, you got some weird shirts on here. Sometimes it's worth the Amber Alert.
Oof. They gave that one to Danny.
Seeking gay guy to swap blowjob tips with. That's a T-shirt you're selling?
Yeah, girls. I sent that out to a bunch of girls that Yoshi knows out in Hollywood.
That'll probably work, the porn girl.
Yeah, exactly. You just take this stuff and put the designs up and see if it works.
They want to put a sign in one of the porno movies, I love Monster Rain. And he calls me, is that okay? Yeah, go ahead. Please, how fantastic is that? Monster Rain's taking the nation by storm.
While we have Steven here, you got a new production piece?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we're trying out a new voice guy who I met at a restaurant a couple weeks ago. This guy, he's got James Earl Jones' tone. It's just his diction, not his diction.
His diction.
His delivery is kind of, he needs work.
Yeah?
But his voice is just like, it hits you like a brick.
Really?
Like, it really is good. It's really deep.
I think this is a guy Steve met in a chat room and then got to give his phone number, and as they were talking, Steve went, you have a very pleasant voice.
All right, you got me.
What would you make me do to you?
Well, I'd play it, but the brand new CD players they just put in here.
Pot that up.
It was working before, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was actually. All right, here we go. It's called Ode to Ben's Hog.
That's right.
Masterpiece Theatre presents a production of gargantuan proportions, Ode to Ben's Hog, as read by Rod Von Cocksmith.
Ben's hog is so big, there's still snow on it in summertime. Ben's hog is so big, it won't return Spielberg's calls. Ben's hog has an elevator and a lobby. Ben's hog is so big, there was once a movie called Godzilla vs. Ben's hog. Ben's hog is so big, the head of it has only seen his balls in pictures.
Join us again as we pay tribute to the precious gift, which is Ben's hog.
Spread the virus, motherfucker.
Oh. Language isn't necessary.
Jimmy doesn't like it.
Dislike it?
Oh, really? Okay, I thought you were waiting to say something snide.
No, it was okay.
Snide.
Snide, yes.
I wouldn't say that's snide.
Oh, not at all.
Yeah, delivery needs some work.
Yeah, his delivery is...
Yeah.
Snide, yeah.
It's not bad, though. Not at all.
He's got nice, deep, bassy voice. He just, needs to practice.
I thought you were going to make an off-color remark.
There's a picture of a vanity plate in front of me.
Uh-huh.
It says O and A, I get that part, and then it says PRTRK.
Party Rock.
Party Rock.
Oh, okay. I suck at trying to figure these
things
out
really?
on the highway, and they drive me nuts.
You
guys figured that one out in 2 seconds.
There was a guy next door, the place we went to.
Because I was thinking truck with the TRK.
Really?
Sorry, to interrupt you.
Party Rock.
It just reminded me last night, there was a guy next door to the restaurant we were at, and he was a frightening looking guy. Big Italian, with like a tattoo on his calf. He's like just
Mook.
A real problem, yeah. Hey, sugar tits. That's how he greets me. So I'm like, all right, well,
boy.
At least he's a fan. He made me sign his license plate, but it was okay, terrific, like TRF. It was like terrific spelled out, but not completely correctly.
Okay, terrific.
So I forget your name, but you're a large sociopath, and it was nice meeting you.
O&A Party Rock.
All right, here we go. The BTK.
Oh.
Audio.
I thought we were going to go off on... don't forget about the whole...
what?
Jessica Alba debacle.
Oh, yeah, no, we can continue.
What debacle?
We can continue with that.
There was... you didn't hear about the little problem?
No.
With Jessica Alba and Master Po?
No.
There was a little issue. Apparently, well, you know how Po dresses here. I guess like the cast member, one of the cast members of the Warriors.
I really do want to handcuff him to a bench in Central Park.
He wears a vest, a leather vest, with... Is there a shirt under it? But it's sleeveless.
Yeah, he wears a tank top and a vest.
Never sleeves.
Right.
Never sleeves. Which, is a very intimidating look, which is fine and everything.
To you, maybe.
But it also exposes your armpit area.
The sweaty pits.
Yeah, the armpit area. Which, if you're clean and everything, that's fine. No problem. But some people have a problem with that. Apparently, he went to take a picture with Jessica Alba and put his arm around her, and she, what I hear, recoiled at Master Po's armpit on her shoulder and went like, and her people came like running over to make sure everything was okay. And
yeah, who was there to see this?
Where's the witness? Somebody that's allowed to talk on the air before.
You got a picture with
the
Alba?
fifth or?
Yeah, he did right after you did. As soon as you walked away, boom. He was right there.
I got a picture with the whole group. But I know he wanted to get a picture with the group, but I didn't see the photo taken. I was actually just looking at mine on the camera.
Yeah, right as you were leaving, he came in right in the same spot you were, right next to Jessica.
I just hear Jessica Alba wasn't a big fan of the armpit on her shoulder.
Not at all.
On her nice blue dress.
Well, dude, I've taken enough photos of people where what happens is that when you're standing there, and with guys with shirts have done this, when you feel the heat of someone's armpit on your shoulder.
Yeah.
I've had a lot of big guys, because I'm a little fella.
You're a little guy.
I talk big, but I'm small. So I've had a lot of taller men throw their arms around me for a photo, and you feel the heat of the armpit. So maybe she just had that happen and was just instinctively recoiling. I didn't see it. I wish I had.
But she was horrified, and her people ran around her or something?
She just got this look on her face and went, and just kind of scurried over to the side. She had makeup people and publicists and, I guess, movie production people.
A lot of people. She's got a huge entourage.
They all do. There was like 50 people there, and 4 of them were Fantastic Four. The rest of them were just people.
So it could be more than that.
Could have been more than 50, Jim.
Jessica Alba on the cover of Rolling Stone.
Can I see a picture?
Is that it? Wow. Her shorts are pulled down so low, you should absolutely be able to see pubic hair right there.
Ooh, definitely.
Absolutely.
You just hold it.
Look at that. No, get a close look.
Wow, is she really a lovely girl?
You saw her live, though.
Who knew? Oh, I don't know. I just go, oh, you 4 in a movie.
You had no idea that was Jessica Alba?
Wouldn't have known. I honestly...
You are the most...
We got to work on your pop culture.
Dude, I don't know who Jessica Alba is.
As far as pop culture goes, you're retarded.
Oh, she's lovely.
You are retarded as far as pop culture goes.
Look, I'd take her by the hand and smooch with her for an hour. I just don't know her. Michael Chiklis, I knew his name, but I don't know who he is by face.
You didn't know who he was?
None of them.
Do you watch any movies or TV that have been made in the last 20 years?
Yeah.
You do?
Sure. If fucking Judd Hirsch walked in, I'd quote taxi lines for last 20.
Yeah, 20 years. That's 85. From 85 till now. I'm giving you 20 years.
Any of the Married with Children people? David Faustino? Any of them walked in, I would know them.
All right.
Sam,
good.
Sam, before you leave, what is my iced coffee missing?
Oh, boy.
There's milk in it.
Where?
There's milk in that?
I put skim milk in it. Would you like some more?
Oh, he's getting feisty with you.
Yeah, that was a bit...
There cannot possibly be milk in that.
There's no milk in there. Why are you lying to the boss?
And
I swear.
There's milk in there, Aunt?
Dude.
Jimmy?
I could not see any milk. It's not even cloudy. It's like...
It looks like a gnat came in it.
This looks like a Pepsi. How could
right,
there be
it
milk
looks
in
just
here?
like a Pepsi.
There's no milk in there, son.
Do we have any other milk in the building? No. All right. Thank you, Sam.
Sorry about that.
All right.
Next time, make sure you see a color change. Because he likes to have a lot of mongrel coffee.
Sam sounds like somebody.
He does?
His creepy voice.
Sam.
Sounds
I
like
went to
somebody.
Wait,
Who does he sound
Someone
like?
from movies or someone
I
you
went
know?
Anybody? Somebody help me
Ed
out.
Wood.
You sound like someone. Has anyone ever told you that?
Well.
Shit, it's gonna drive me nuts.
Talk for a second.
What are you going to say? Here, give him something to read.
Here, just give me Rent Boy. Coffee has milk.
Hey, Mike Perrino.
Just read for a second. Nothing bad. Just starting there, just for a second. I want to just hear your voice.
Someone that has been associated with this show.
With the show?
Or someone we interviewed.
Let's hear. Don't look, just listen.
Swallowing it and sucking it as if I could coax more juice from the slit I closed, then opened my eyes to look up his ripped, fur-coated abs and hard, flat chest. I saw his pale green eyes looking... I'm sorry, Jimmy, what's this word?
Are you going to start reading? Oh, I thought you were just talking off the top of your head.
Lackadaisically, son. Read properly. Don't fuck up the scene.
Back just before his lids closed shut. With his fingers knotted in my hair, he guided me across the expanse of his massive cock.
Who does he sound like?
Nothing's really... It's driving me nuts.
Nothing's
really... It wasn't Ed Wood, though. I thought Ed Wood for a second on one word, but no, you don't read. I wasn't trying to punish you. I just wanted you to read something, and that, why not make it hot?
I need sugar.
Good job.
Thank you.
I don't know.
It'll come to me. His voice is driving me nuts. It reminds me of something.
Where's the girl? There was an actress out there going to come watch us do our show, and she's doing paperwork.
An actress?
For an hour, yeah.
Actress?
Some independent film girl. She's not coming in. We're too busy.
Look who's on TV.
Oh, that's Jessica Alba.
Jessica Alba.
Where's our exclusive interview with Jessica Alba?
Yeah, why isn't she on our show?
Kev?
Someone is saying he sounds like Chris Griffin from Family Guy.
Oh, hey,
maybe
a little.
Right. That might be it.
That is a little bit.
It's something else, though, I think. All right, you want to
look at... Aw.
Jeez.
Doesn't her shoulder look like it stinks?
You think she, threw that dress away?
She probably threw it away.
Oh, she was not happy.
Oh, that's awful.
All right, a lot of people saying Chris Griffin. Maybe that's it.
Yeah, kind of does.
Okay. Why don't we...
look, the whole Fantastic Four. All the Jimmy's friends are there on the Today Show.
And they're right here. I'm like, look at how happy she is next to me, though.
She's all happy?
Oh, look at the smile on Jessica Alba's face. Look at that, how happy.
Is it Alba or
I think it's Alba, my friend.
Whatever it is.
Call
Jessie.
her by her proper name.
I call her Jessie.
Jessie?
Yeah. I hope this movie's a hit just because this picture will impress chicks if they come over. Me with all four of them? Yeah, I'll just tell them I was, part of it.
Keep hoping.
Why, you think it's going to bomb, Kev?
Yeah, I think it's going to bomb.
All right. Oh, my God.
I think War of the Worlds is going to be a bomb.
Really? I hope so.
Yep.
I've had enough of Tom Cruise.
But it was getting, raves before, 2 weeks or a week before it comes out.
Go to Rotten Tomatoes.
No one saw it before yesterday.
Is that it?
Last night is the first time any press had seen it.
Wow.
Because Tom Cruise is around way too much. He never did press like that for those other movies.
I mean,
he did his press junket, I know, but he is everywhere.
And
he's doing crazy press, and none of it's about the movie.
I think he's freaking out a little bit.
It's all crazy, literally crazy press because he's insane now.
Sounds like John Heffron. Thank you.
Ah, okay.
Thank you.
Okay, good call.
Thank you. That's the one I was thinking of.
Yeah, Tom Cruise is getting weird, man. It's like, I know we sound like every morning zoo show. He's getting kind of crazy, and the woman chimes in and goes, hey, crazy or not, I'd take him. Oh, hey, easy you.
Little weird. Weird.
Every time the men have fun, she pokes her head in. Hey, now, guys, let's control this.
Proving, once again, that we don't know shit about anything. The Rotten Tomatoes. I love this website, RottenTomatoes.com. War of the Worlds. So far, they have how many? So far, 7 reviews in. All 7 loving it.
Really?
Yeah. It's 100% so far.
Yeah, it's gonna tank. No, it's gonna do very well, I believe.
Dude, I swear to God,
it's gonna do box office. Yeah, I think so.
When I saw Titanic posters years ago, I honest to God said to somebody, "This is gonna be a bomb."
Oh,
I really did. I thought it was a movie about
good one,
that.
Jimmy.
I mean, talk about wrong picks.
That picture's gonna bomb.
the biggest of all time that I thought I have no ability to critique that stuff.
Yeah.
As far as what the public's going to enjoy.
I did the same thing walking around the city when we first got here to New York.
What movie? A Day at the Races?
No. Yeah, Groucho. You stink. Shut up. I was walking around the city, and bus boards were up for a television show that was coming to cable, and I looked at it and reading the little catchphrases and stuff, and I was like, this is going to be the worst show. It's going to tank. It's going to bomb. And it was The Sopranos.
No way.
From the press boards they were putting on the bus stops and the phone booths and everything else. I kind of looked, and just the whole thing, like, if one family doesn't kill him, the other will. And it's him standing there with his family on one side and the mob on the other. And I'm like, ugh, this just looks horrid. And, biggest success in HBO history and blah, blah, blah. Hey, you can't pick them all.
And Gandolfini, when you, watch him, you had to know he was going to be good from True Romance.
Oh, him in True Romance was the best he's ever been.
I heard that. Now, someone told me that was a story he related because somebody told him that story. Like, he actually did research on that role. And I don't know if he knew the guy or somebody, whatever, but somebody told him that story, which he made into that moment of,
it was just
relaying the murder.
Great. The whole killer,
a true up
mentality. Yeah, true up. And just not even thinking he's going to kill her and that's it. And
But that's
really great.
That's what actors do. It's like sometimes they say do the opposite, and again, it's really hard to do because it sounds good, but sometimes you try to do the opposite. It's like, no, shithead, just do what you're supposed to do. But when you watch a guy like that playing the opposite, like walking in him and Dennis Hopper are like laughing and walking, having a friendly conversation.
Yeah.
In True Romance, he's like laughing with him, like, oh, it's like all fun and games, and then he just fucking murders him. It was great. Play the opposite.
That is a great.
Can we go back to War of the Worlds because the Daily News is doing a whole thing on War of the Worlds. Everyone knows the story. It was a radio thing in 1938 with.
Aren't we all just ripping him off? Tell him, Fred. We're ripping off his little prank.
It's a book.
He did a radio gag. He did a friggin' radio gag.
The first shock jock.
That was an assault on the media, pretty much.
Orson Welles was the first shock jock.
Shock jock.
Back in 1938, it was
I did it right.
It was a radio program by Orson Welles, but people didn't listen when he was basically saying that this is not real.
This is a story. It's not real.
Right.
Yeah.
And the Daily News, it's hilarious. It has a piece about the fallout from the prank.
Yeah.
The fallout from...
he got fired and picked up by satellite radio. A couple of years later, no? That's what I read.
Yeah, there was someone held up a sign behind Pat Battle that said Rosebud.
Dopey intern standing behind the guy broadcasting the Hindenburg disaster. And he stood behind the Hindenburg guy, and no one saw him because it was radio.
You should do it, though.
Dope.
Oh, complete disaster. Whatever, yeah.
Oh, it's the worst catastrophe I've ever seen. Oh, get out of the way. Oh, this is a horrible, horrible thing. I've never seen so many people. Oh, go, get out of the way. This can't be... What the fuck's your problem, man?
So, radio listeners in New York and New Jersey weren't the only citizens who panicked during the 1938 War of the Worlds broadcast.
Right there in Grover's Mill.
Here are some of the repercussions felt across the country as reported by the Daily News back in 1938.
Ooh, let's go back, if you will.
In Pittsburgh, a man came home in the middle of the show to find his hysterical wife clutching a bottle of poison and screaming, "I'd rather die this way than like that."
Come on.
What boobs people were.
Was it just a bottle with the skull and crossbones on it? Like clutching a bottle of poison. Poison.
Could you imagine?
Hysterical housewife.
That guy must have hung Orson Welles posters for the rest of his life. Thank you, Orson. Mouthy bitch.
By the way, back in 1938, sharks were biting people.
Right.
Little known fact. Hundreds of people, this is another account, Anthony. Hundreds of people called San Francisco area police stations and newspapers offering to help stop the marauding Martians.
Marauding Martians in our area?
One Oakland man called cops shouting, "My God, where can I volunteer my services? We've got to stop this awful thing."
Hunt aliens.
Right. In North Carolina, 5 college students fainted as their desperate classmates fought over telephones trying to call parents to come and get them.
What was this guy syndicated all over the country?
Yeah, back then those AMs went everywhere.
Jesus.
I think they still do, those AMs.
Die of radiation poisoning if you're close to the tower. Holy shit.
These people lost their minds. A woman in Indianapolis ran into a church screaming, "New York is destroyed. It's the end of the world. You might as well go home to die. I just heard it on the radio." Tell him, Fred.
What a bunch of friggin' gullible asses.
That's less than 100 years ago.
Yeah.
90 or 80 years ago. We Americans were that
They're
stupid.
freaking out.
Or 67 years ago.
Opie, I didn't know.
Was it 67?
Yeah, 1938.
Why'd you do the math?
38.
1938.
Could have told me.
That's what.
Hitler's war machine.
See, that's what I'm good at. Math.
I'll say you are.
Here's another account. A weeping and hysterical woman called the Providence Journal for information on the massacre, while the city's electric company received dozens of calls urging it to turn off all the lights so the city would be spared an attack.
Right. If you turn the lights out, the aliens won't see you.
Right, because they can
That's
build
smart.
a ship to fly from another galaxy, but they can't see you in the dark.
No night vision or anything.
Shitheads we are.
Because we didn't know about night vision, really. Not many people did. So, yeah, the aliens can't know it. They could travel here, but...
A New York woman in Reno for a
off the
divorce collapsed fearing her children and mother were dead. Back in the city, hundreds of doctors and nurses swamped the news with calls seeking information on where to go to help victims, while hundreds of National Guardsmen called local armories with questions on where to report for duty.
Did he get in trouble for this?
I don't know.
Huh? Did his PD yell at him?
His PD.
His PD.
We're going to make you go back to playing music.
What are you doing, Orson?
You know.
For now on, it's 10 in a row for you.
I heard he wanted to call himself Orson Opie Wells, and his PD told him one or the other. And he picked Orson Welles.
I would have went with the Spuds Buckley
And
joke
then
myself, but...
Spuds Buckley has just been killed by aliens. Spuds Buckley.
All right, and it goes on and on. But
there's more? Yeah.
There's a bunch of them, but that's pretty funny.
That is great, an oldie-time radio gag.
Stupid people. Gullible.
So gullible back then. You do that now, who the hell is going to believe it? And you'll still probably get in more trouble with the FCC. You're doing a gag like that now on April Fools.
Oh.
The mayor of Boston has been killed by a UFO.
Let's go to John in Jersey. John?
Yeah, what's up, guys?
Hey.
Hey, you got to hear what Howard just found. He's playing it like it's brand new. It's his brand new bit.
What is it today?
Can you hear it?
Little Marky.
Yeah, he's playing the Diary of an Unborn Child.
Yeah, but all of radio is ripping him off.
Everybody in the fucking world is ripping Howard off because he's so fucking original that he finds things a year after you guys.
Tell him, Fred. We were playing that years ago.
The guy's got XM satellite radio in his huge Escalade, and he's listening to us every day. That is a fact we know for sure.
Yep, we hear from people.
And,
we know things.
We played the unborn fetus thing a couple months ago, and that is one of those weird, obscure things that you're not going to just, stumble
upon. Right.
Yeah. Here, listen, he's playing some more.
Oh, let's listen.
How creepy is that? Now, I'm in the middle of Paris and blasting this in my work van, so I'm taking a big chance.
Tell him.
I killed you because Daddy was beating me. What a fucking...
Boy, that's fucking funny.
All right, guys, punch it out.
Thanks, man.
All right.
I listened recently to our replay, by the way, of that, and I don't listen to a lot of replays, because I just forget.
Or replays.
Yeah, replays, I could just say replays. I pay twice, then I replay. Who needs L's? Why not? All of a sudden I'm Asian. And, man, that was funny. At the end, when they killed, and the music, bump.
Yeah.
I forgot.
Love that one.
Jesus, I had a good laugh at that. A really good laugh.
Howard is the worst. He's been doing this for years and hiding behind the fact that he thinks everyone's ripping him off. This guy just, whatever. He's the worst.
Where's that lovely girl that wanted to come in and watch the radio program?
Texas.
I know.
Texas.
She's pretty.
All right, Anthony, we could go with the Tom Cruise audio?
Yeah.
Might as well because we were talking about War.
Yeah, why not?
But then we have the BTK audio we got to get to. We got Dennis Leary coming in, Jim Gaffigan.
I hate that he's got a name, BTK. Sounds like a rapper or
Is
something.
that Bind, Torture, Kill? Something Torture, Kill?
Yeah.
Bind, Torture, Kill.
I thought it was a sandwich at Burger King.
I swear to God, it sounds exactly
Whenever
like
they say BTK, you think of Burger King or something. The new BTK at Burger King.
That's right. Hold the pickles and strangle the child.
Oh,
scumbag.
So big you'll choke on it.
What a creep. And this guy just needed some... These guys all need attention, man. This guy was home free, and he just wanted some attention, so he gave himself up.
Don't you love how we decide what we're going to go to? Opie loads it up, and then we start talking about the other thing. Weren't we just going to go to Tom Cruise?
Well, yeah, but then we were going to go to the BTK audio first.
And then we started talking about Tom Cruise.
I took that out of the CD player.
Well, I meant Tom Cruise.
And now I'm getting ready to
go Tom Cruise, and now we're talking about BTK
now
again.
I'm getting ready to put this in the CD player to Tom Cruise.
Stink.
But now I'm thinking I better go back to BTK. I don't know what to do.
We are terrible.
I would say Tom Cruise is my vote only because he's like in the news and he's dreamy.
He is really dreamy.
All right, there is an update on Tom Cruise. He lost his mind on Matt Lauer on the Today Show. We have the audio that we didn't get to yesterday because we were too busy babbling about nothing.
Years ago, he had gotten into a heated little debate with Brooke Shields about psychiatry and medication to treat depression, Ritalin, things like that. And apparently that didn't get as much press as this did, but Matt Lauer kind of remembered it. And
who got into the debate? Oh, Cruise did. Got into the debate. Okay.
Yeah, about the whole Brooke Shields thing. Brooke Shields saying how some of these drugs are good for people. They need them. They use them. And Tom Cruise just saying, no, you don't need any drugs. It's all a farce by the drug companies and stuff. And that stirred up some shit when that happened. I guess it was a couple of years ago or something. And now Matt Lauer brought it up. And Tom Cruise just really sounds silly talking about this.
Well, sorry, Tom, we don't all have an entire religion of people surrounding and protecting our interests. Some of us have to kind of go at it on our own. We don't have a whole fucking bunch of assistants and people to kiss our ass when we're down and tell us that everything's fine. Sorry.
You know, Scientology says that like millions of years ago there was this guy called Xenu, this like space guy named Xenu.
No, it doesn't.
Who took the Thetans, which are human-like peoples, on this planet, which was Earth, but it was called something else way back when, and dropped hydrogen bombs all over the planet to kill them all. And that the humans now are host to these Thetans, which are these dead people that Xenu killed. And the only way you attain this top level of Scientology is to chase the Thetans out of your body and become pure and clear. They call them cleareds, when you're clear of the Thetans. So the whole religion is based on these wacky machines that you hold on to. Looks like tin can and strings that you hold on to, and it chases these Thetans out of your body, and you pay money to go up levels. It's like a video game, and you level up, and each time you level up, you're more clear of these Thetans that Xenu has put in you. That's the religion, by the way.
How the fuck do you know this?
I read about Scientology the other day.
Forget Aristotle and fuck Socrates. Here comes Professor Anthony.
Jimmy.
You know,
it came up in the news.
I don't know about you, but I feel real stupid
I've
now.
had enough of it. How long are your shits? You take 4-hour dumps? I get I read a Ziggy cartoon and I'm finished. You have the whole fucking Scientology. You know, and it's funny, and I compared it with Psalm 5, and it just wasn't accurate.
Right, that's just like, I have like a thesaurus in my bathroom, and I read a few words that start with the letter D. And this fucking guy has got Scientology figured out in one dump.
It's something that's been in the news, Scientology. It's something a lot of people know the name of, but really don't know what it's all about. When you realize what it is and where it came from, it really gets ridiculous. This is a failed pulp writer from the 50s, L. Ron Hubbard, who wrote books about science fiction and comes up with this idea, and he was so in the hole financially that he decided to make a church that was tax exempt and got in all kinds of trouble with the IRS over it. And eventually they gave him a tax-exempt status over some kind of very controversial private meeting with one member of the Internal Revenue Service, which is a little off, too. Yeah, and they get this tax-exempt status now. L. Ron Hubbard, at one point, toward the end of his life, was making $1 million a day off of Scientology. $1 million a day. And but this was, you know, back in, when did he die, 86, something like that? And he concocts this story, because every religion needs a story. Yep. And if you want the tax-exempt status of a religion, you can't just say, I'm a religion. You need a whole backstory to your religion. So as a science fiction writer, he comes up with characters named Xenu and Thetans. And then the gamesters of Triskelion come along and made slaves called thralls that yearned for freedom, but they had a necklace that brought them great pain.
I would love a
Star Trek fucking episode.
A Scientologist, like a real Scientologist, to come on or talk about it, and I know nothing about it.
Yeah.
Nothing, except what you just said is the most I've ever heard about it.
That's pretty much the bulk of it right there. Right there is the bulk of it.
Let's say it works when the mics are on. Let's say hi to John in Brooklyn. John?
Yes.
Hey, John.
You believe in what Tom Cruise believes or whatever.
No, the Scientology part of it, I don't believe. But if you really listen to what he says, everyone's trying to make him out to be a kook. He makes a good point. In the fact that we as a society are over-medicated. We go to run to the psychiatrist, thinks it's going to solve our problems. Listen, to give you an example, why doesn't everybody just do a line of coke when you're tired? You know what I'm saying? Like, these drugs keep you in this zombie-like state where you just keep doing the drugs, keep paying the money.
Yeah, dude, in some cases, you're absolutely right. And the fact that the drug companies are pumping out a lot of drugs and the doctors are prescribing them with all kinds of kickback deals from the drug companies. But that doesn't mean that some people out there aren't benefiting off of these drugs for their mental problems. And psychiatry. And who the hell is Tom Cruise to write off any drug use for psychological purpose? He comes off like an idiot. When a guy that makes action movies sits in his chair during an interview and starts getting into subject matter that he really couldn't possibly know that much about, he comes off looking silly.
Well, listen, look, I got a sister who's depressed and depression. She's been seeing psychiatrists and on all the medications. I've had my girlfriend was locked up for a year because, you know, she was fucked up with drugs. They're both... I'm serious, yeah.
That's terrific. That's terrific.
It's true. But listen, they both were like, listen, the drugs don't help my sister. She's still depressed. My girlfriend was like, well, I was in the haze for about a year. It did nothing for me but put me in a zombie-like state. I think the point that he's making, though, not the Scientology crap, that's crazy, but the point that he's making about the drug companies and us being over-medicated is absolutely true, and I think people should get off this, because what's happening now is the drug companies and the medical professions are getting out the word in the media that he's a crazy man, but what he's saying is not really all that crazy.
It's not the drug companies that he's a crazy man. You watch it as a person, as a fan of his movies, you watch it, and it's like, if he feels this way, fine, but to get on an interview about your fucking latest movie and start, you know, babbling this stuff, it's ridiculous.
He's just coming off like a pompous ass lately.
All right, well,
we have the audio. Let's just listen.
Yeah, let's listen to Tom Cruise and Matt Lauer going at it on the Today Show. I guess this was Friday?
Yeah, I think so.
We're a little late on this one, unfortunately, but...
Hoo-hoo.
I've never agreed with psychiatry, ever. Before I was a Scientologist, I never agreed with psychiatry. And then when I started studying the history of psychiatry, I started realizing more and more why I didn't agree with psychiatry. And as far as the Brooke Shields thing is, look, you got to understand, I really care about Brooke Shields. I think here's a wonderful and talented woman. And I want to see her do well. And I know that psychiatry is a pseudoscience.
But Tom, if she said that this particular thing helped her feel better, whether it was the antidepressant or going to a counselor or a psychiatrist, isn't that enough?
Matt, you have to understand this. Here we are today, where I talk out against drugs and psychiatric abuses of electric shocking people, okay, against their will, of drugging children with them not knowing the effects of these drugs. Do you know what Adderall is? Do you know Ritalin? do you know now that Ritalin is a street drug? Do you understand that?
The difference is this was not against her will, though.
Matt, I'm asking you a question. Matt, I'm asking you a question.
I understand there's abuse of all of these things.
No, you see, here's the problem. You don't know the history of psychiatry. I do.
Uh-oh. How can he know the history of psychiatry? And this, by the way, is a complete reflection of his Scientology. Scientologists believe they don't believe in psychiatry. They believe every ill in the human body, mental or physical, is caused by the thetans, by those entities that are in your body. And until they are cleared out, that is the only true way you can be healthy physically and mentally. Drugs, psychiatry, it's all bunk. It's all rubbish because the thetans are in there. And only through Scientology and the cleansing of these thetans will you be healthy in body and mind. Exactly. Exactly. Dear Lord.
You gave poor Kelsey too much information. He had to fall down again.
And that's what Tom Cruise is doing, because if he agreed even the slightest with psychiatry, he would be denouncing his own religion.
All right, well, let's
go
to Kentucky. Say hi to Tom. Tom, go ahead.
Xenu, for God's sake.
Man, Tom Cruise is a fucking moron. I have bipolar disorder. I lived with this shit my whole life. I thought I was fucking nuts. Oh, thank you. But, man, I thought I was completely fucking nuts. I would, slur all the time, stumble my speech, and they got me hooked up on Keppra, what they use for bipolar. Now I can think a whole lot better. I mean, life is just 10 times better. So Tom Cruise is a freaking moron.
There you go. From Tom's mouth. I want to go this. Okay, thanks. Let's go to Chris in Austin. Go ahead, Chris.
Hey, Anthony, I'm wondering, maybe Tom Cruise takes 4-hour shifts and reads up, too.
And maybe he knows about psychiatry based on my method on the shitter.
That's right.
You open up a big psychiatry book. Yes, I see, yes.
Let's go to Bill and
your legs are numb from the heavy book.
Heavy book on my legs. I got butt hickey from the rim of the toilet. Stand up like the newborn fawn. My legs are asleep. I can't walk.
The log is white like dog shit on the lawn after a week. You've been sitting there for so
long.
long.
Evaporated away? Yes.
Let's go to Bill in Wisconsin. Bill.
Hey.
Yeah.
There's a band called Interpolator 009. They've kind of made it their personal crusade to do nothing but expose the kinds of things that Scientology have kind of done to their members. All of their music is available for free download on SoundClick.com. You go up there, and most of their stuff is really funny.
All right.
All right, we'll send in some clips and we'll play it on the air, right?
All right.
Thank you.
Yeah, there's a bunch of people out there that former members of Scientology and other people that try to expose it for what it is, and Scientology defends it like rabid dogs.
They're great at nipping things in the bud.
They do.
Special. They're really good at
They
that.
have lawyers, a team of lawyers that are second to none, and they will spend any amount of money they need to defend the religion, and they're constantly doing it. They will sue at the drop of a hat if you say anything about Scientology. Tie you up in court, whether they're able to or not. They will tie you up in court and outgun you financially to keep you from bashing them.
You gotta love Travolta. I mean, I think he's a real guy. He's been around Scientology for a long time before it was hip in Hollywood to do it. He's just been there for years. And he talks about it, but he's not some ass running around just being self-important. It's just his thing. And
you know
whatever.
what though? When you see pictures of him in front of that machine, holding the two things, holding those two tubes that are hooked up to the wire and the machine, and trying to chase away the evil spirits out of your body, you gotta look and go, and I understand, it really is no more ridiculous than any other religion. It's just, I realize it's too new. Like this in maybe 2,000 years, everyone's going to be the rage. Everyone will do it, just like Christianity and stuff. It's the same, basic story of these miracles and wacky things happening a long time ago. But it's just, no one saw Jesus Christ and has pictures of him and his actual writings and stuff. You didn't see the people that wrote the Bible. So you can't say, this guy was a kook. Enough time has to go by.
Well, now let me ask you a question. Are the thetans, are they called thetans?
Thetans.
Is that any type of symbolism, like maybe thetans or something like and this negative energy, and there's some type of electromagnetic thing that this machine works on? Is it symbolic of that, or are they really?
I'm sure you could rationalize it that way.
But I mean, how do they look at it?
No, I guess some people probably rationalize it that way, but most of them, it's very strict as far as this is what it is. This isn't a figurative, spirit-like thing. This was Xenu. Xenu ruled the planets. There was intergalactic wars and stuff.
It is bad science fiction.
Very bad sci-fi.
Did you ever see Battlefield Earth?
Battlefield Earth.
No, that's just a fine example of L. Ron Hubbard's writing.
Did he write that? Was a Travolta film, right?
Travolta film,
Travolta
but it's based
spearheaded getting it made because, he's such a huge
Elron fan.
Exactly.
Based on Elron. He ought to Travolta ought to pray to the god of Quentin Tarantino and not L. Ron Hubbard. Because I don't think it was Dianetics that brought his career back.
That's good. Let's go to another clip here. Tom Cruise with Matt Lauer.
Aren't there examples, and might not Brooke Shields be an example of someone who benefited from one of those drugs?
All it does is mask the problem, Matt. And if you understand the history of it, it masks the problem. That's what it does. That's all it does. You're not getting to the reason why. There is no such thing as a chemical imbalance.
So postpartum depression to you is
Matt,
kind of a little psychological gobbledygook?
No, I did not say that.
I'm just asking, what would you call it?
Matt, that is the post. Now you're talking about two different things.
But that's what she went on the antidepressant for.
But what happens, the antidepressant, all it does is mask the problem. There's ways of vitamins and through exercise and various things. I'm not saying that isn't real. That's not what I'm saying. That's an alteration of what I'm saying. I'm saying that drugs aren't the answer. That these drugs are very dangerous. They're mind-altering, antipsychotic drugs. And there are ways of doing it without that so that we don't end up in a brave new world. The thing that I'm saying about Brooke is that there's misinformation, okay? And she doesn't understand the history of psychiatry. She doesn't understand in the same way that you don't understand it, man.
This ass is saying that vitamins and exercise will keep you from smothering your infant in postpartum depression.
There you go.
Have a Flintstones chewable and then do 2 miles on the treadmill. Fucking boob.
Replace something with something else.
Dr. Phil always says.
Dr. Phil says. So if you replace your psychosis with a treadmill, you'll be fine.
I don't believe there's no... I think he's probably right about a lot of it being abused, and a lot of the chemical imbalance is probably shit. But to say there's no such thing as a chemical imbalance, what are you talking about?
Yeah. Well, again, it would debunk his religion. So he's either brainwashed that he actually believes this, or he just feels he's got to back up his religion.
Look what I do now. We got Andrea Yates audio.
Ah, here you go. Good. One extreme, the other.
So a vitamin and a treadmill would have prevented this.
No, but I thought of a way out. To drown them.
And how would that be a way out?
The way out.
How would that be a way out?
For the children?
Yes.
They would go to heaven and be safe up there.
How would that happen?
After...
Where's the mic in the bathtub? Barely heard. Glub, glub.
Are all the clips like that? We have Andrea Yates audio, but it's awful.
You figured that was a way out of what?
It's not worth playing.
Yeah, you can't hear it.
It's really bad. Oh, well.
Jesus.
Satan told me to do it. He put thoughts in my head.
There you go. You know something?
But a vitamin will take care of that.
You take a little vitamin C, a little E, and then you jog. You lift some weights.
I want to drown my children. Well, try echinacea.
Come on. You know, Andrea, you just don't know the history of psychiatry. I do.
He's a guy who's used to... I mean, look, Tom Cruise has been a star for probably most, if not all, of his adult life.
Yep.
He is used to people reacting to him in a very submissive and interested way.
Right. Everyone that stands in front of him and talks to him is just... Everything coming out of his mouth is gold. You're absolutely right.
Even when they disagree with him, they go, well, you know, I mean, at least Matt Lauer, I got to say this about him. He's obviously completely disagreeing with him and not intimidated by him because, you know, Matt Lauer has interviewed a lot of famous people.
Matt Lauer was getting, like, almost pissed. Oh, not pissed. I don't know what the word is, but frustrated.
Incensed?
Perturbed. Like he's recognizing what you're talking about, Jim. That this guy, here's this guy sitting in front of me that has people just pumping him up all day long for his entire life, and I'm supposed to now sit here and do the same thing? Well, fuck you.
Like some hot chick, Tom Cruise will pontificate about psychiatry to some stripper or some other, smart girl who's really hot. And she'll go, oh, my God, that's so, Whereas anyone else, if I was with Keith and he said that, I'd go, shut up, you idiot. What the fuck are you talking about? And he'd go, all right, stupid. And that'd be the end of the discussion.
Well, dude.
Who's that, Patrice?
My leg.
Oh, Bob?
Bob Kelly.
Oh, Bob. Dude, man, psychiatry is bullshit. Shut up.
Yeah, the same words can be coming out of a hot chick's mouth, and you'd be, oh, well, indeed. Oof.
Well, that's fucking rehearsing idiot Bob is.
Let's go back to the clips here. They go at it a little bit here.
But a little bit what you're saying, Tom, is you say you want people to do well, but you want them to do well by taking the road that you approve of, as opposed to a road that may work for them.
No, I'm not.
Well, if antidepressants work for Brooke Shields, why isn't that okay?
I disagree with it. And I think that there's a higher and better quality of life. And I think that promoting, for me personally, see, you're saying, I can't discuss what I want to discuss?
No, you absolutely can.
But Matt, you're going in and saying that I can't discuss that.
I'm only asking, isn't there a possibility that, do you examine the possibility that these things do work for some people? That yes, there are abuses, and yes, maybe they've gone too far in certain areas. Maybe there are too many kids on Ritalin. Maybe electric shock.
Too many kids on Ritalin. Matt.
I'm just saying. But aren't there examples where it works?
Matt, you don't even, you're glib. You don't even know what Ritalin is. If you start talking about chemical imbalance, you have to evaluate and read the research papers on how they came up with these theories, Matt. Okay? That's what I've done. And you go and you say, where's the medical test? Where's the blood test that says how much Ritalin you're supposed to get?
He may be right about that. I don't know enough. In that thing, I'm actually going to say Tom Cruise may have a point about Ritalin. As much as he's a smug ass, and the fact if he says Matt again, I'm going to bite Big Kev.
Matt.
Matt. You know, Matt, I read it, Matt.
You're glib, Matt. You're glib.
Matt.
Glib.
A typical actor, no real social skills or, just uninteresting. But he may be right about Ritalin.
What's up, Ben?
I don't know. I haven't. I'll tell you. I'll tell you in a couple of days. I'm going to do all my Ritalin research, and I'll come back.
Jesus.
Anthony will have dates, and in Tuskegee, the airmen were on Ritalin, right?
Tuskegee.
Whatever the fuck it is.
Tuskegee Allen. They go there and rub shit on themselves and shove a banana in their ass.
That's why the airmen looked like that.
Tuskegee.
That's hilarious.
What is it, Tuskegee?
Tuskegee.
Yeah, whatever. Tuskegee is what I guess.
I like Jim's pronunciation of that.
Thank you.
Or pronunciation. I call myself.
Wow.
I told you, I'm only up to the D.
Dude, I'm not going to fuck with your Dick Schoen. I mean, I'm glad that you said
I'll get through 20 more words that start with the letter D in that time that Anthony does his research. Here's another clip. Let's get through this before we take a break. I got a leak so bad, it's not even funny.
It's very impressive to listen to you, because clearly you've done the homework and you know the subject.
And you should. And you should do that also, because just knowing people who are on Ritalin isn't enough. You should be a little bit more responsible in knowing
I'm not prescribing Ritalin, Tom, and I'm not asking anyone else to do it.
Well,
You're saying no, I know some people who seem to have been helped by it.
But you're saying, this is a very important issue.
Shut up.
This is a very, and you know what, and you're here on the Today Show.
Right.
And to talk about it in a way of saying, well, isn't it okay, and being reasonable about it when you don't know, and I do. I think that you should be a little bit more responsible in knowing what it is, because you communicate to people.
But you're now telling me that your experiences with the people I know, which are zero, are more important than my experiences.
What do you mean by that?
You're telling me what's worked for people I know, or hasn't worked for people I know, and I'm telling you I've lived with these people, and they're better.
So you're advocating it?
I am not. I'm telling you, in their case, individual case, it worked. I am not going to go out and say, get your kids on Ritalin, it's the cure-all and the end-all.
Matt, but here's the point. What is an ideal scene in life? Okay? Ideal scene is someone not having to take antipsychotic drugs.
I would agree.
Okay, so now you look at it and you go, okay, a departure from that ideal scene is someone taking drugs. Mm-hmm. Okay, and then you go, okay, what is the theory and the science behind that justifies that?
Wow.
Just a pompous ass.
Everyone's been kissing his ass for so long.
Matt knows people. This hit Matt. He irritated Matt Lauer. 'Cause Matt Lauer may have, I don't know if he's married, I don't know if he has a girlfriend or whatever, but somebody close to him.
Somebody.
Probably a relative was fucked up and is better now and maybe is not depressed or suicidal, whatever the situation is, and he's annoyed at this Hollywood motherfucker. Like, you're invalidating that, you fucking get your ass kissed douche.
Yep.
Making $20 million a film. What the fuck do you know? Everyone around you kisses your ass, stupid. Everyone.
Yeah.
When's the last time someone told Tom Cruise, shut up?
Fuck off. Yeah,
Shut up,
shut
would
up.
you? Jesus, you're irritating.
Let's go to Craig. Craig.
When was the last time, I bet?
When's the last time somebody teased him really good?
Yeah.
Why are you combing your hair forward? Bah!
Not you. When did someone give him a not you?
Let's say hi to Craig. Craig, what's up?
What's up, man? Calling about Cruz talking about how there's no such thing as a chemical imbalance in the brain. Then 10 seconds later, he's talking about how there's these antipsychotic drugs which are so powerful and mind-altering, which means they're altering the chemical balance of the brain. Contradicting himself right in the same fucking statement. It's ridiculous.
There you go.
Matt, wait, what are you saying, Matt?
Let's go to Mike.
He tries to be intimidating.
Yeah, let's go to Mike on Long Island. Mike?
Hey, since Tom Cruise has done so much research and now he's a proposed expert on psychology, does that make him a fully qualified psychologist?
Well,
yes.
Well, the
Dr. Tom Cruise, Ph.D.
Prescribing antipsychotic drugs now if he wants.
The psychiatrists out there are telling him to shut the fuck up, basically.
Well, that doesn't matter. They're going to defend their own camp.
The Reverend Dr. Tom Cruise.
All right, one more clip. It's a short one here. Tom Cruise and Matt Lauer on the
This is
Today
where
Show.
Tom calls Matt a fuckface, I believe.
Let me take this one down, because I think you and I could go around in circles on this for a while, and I respect your opinion on it. Do you want more people to understand Scientology? Would that be a goal of yours?
You know what? Absolutely, of course. You know,
how do you go about that?
You just communicate about it, and the important thing is, like, you and I talk about it, whether it's... Look, if I want to know something, I go and find out. Because I don't talk about things that I don't understand. I'll say, you know what? I'm not so sure about that. I'll go find more information about it so I can come to an opinion based on the information that I have.
You're so passionate about it. And
I'm passionate about learning. I'm passionate about life.
Eek.
He is a self-righteous nudge. Tom Cruise is a nudge.
Oof. A little rough language.
He's a nudge. Tom Cruise is 1 second away from going,
Tom.
Psychiatry's a bunch of bunk.
He is the worst.
What?
Just an actor.
A nudge.
This is Hollywood, though. This is Hollywood with the little curtain peeled back a little bit. This is stuff your publicist tries to keep away from the public. They don't like things like this. They wanted, God damn, is that funny? Okay. There's a clip of Tom Cruise is the Sith Lord, and it's him on Oprah. And you know how he jumped up on the couch and then he got down and actually was grabbing at Oprah's hands and gesturing towards her? They put in those electric shocks that the Emperor does. And it looks like he's shocking Oprah. God damn, is that on Foundry?
Yeah, FoundryMusic.com. Link it to OpieandAnthony.com.
That is really funny.
That's
good
really
job.
funny. All right, let's go.
It's Hollywood. It's all these actors, and their publicists try to keep this away. But Tom Cruise has been opening his yap about a little more than his movies lately and kind of exposing himself for what he is.
That's because he fired his publicist and hired his sister.
His sister, by the way, is now his publicist. Yeah,
Oh, that's good.
Good idea.
That's always smart.
Brando said once, and I don't know if I totally agree with that, but he said acting is a worthless profession. He said if I could have made this kind of money sweeping floors, that he just had no respect for actors.
Yeah.
And it's like this self-righteous ass has been making movies for all these years. It's almost like a lot of these guys, like Sean Penn, feel like they have so much to say, man. And they're not in a profession where they can really say it. So once they achieve that level of fame, it's like, all right, guys, now here I am. Listen up to the genius that you've been looking at all the... It's like, just do what we pay you to do, man.
Think about this. Their whole career is based on the public seeing them in movies and them speaking a lot. None of it their own words.
None of it.
They speak... So the thought that now they want to actually say what's on their mind to people... And people just look and go, oh, my God. Their whole career is saying thousands upon thousands of words that are not one of their own.
And the best is they prepare for these roles, and then they feel like because they prepared for maybe 3 or 4 months, 6 months, whatever, now they're experts on that topic.
Yeah. But isn't that frustrating?
And then they're experts until the movie, goes away, and then they become an expert
on the next topic.
On the next topic, the next movie they're doing.
Picture every day we come in here with a complete script of everything we have to say written by somebody else on subjects that you're pretty passionate about. But you're not allowed to say what's on your mind. You have to read what someone else wrote for you. On your off hours, wouldn't you just be spouting your own shit and here's how I feel about this. And people would listen and go, oh, my God, you're a fucking kook.
Or if you were doing scenes that had nothing to do with things you wanted to talk about because you want to be heard. And again, I like Cruise as an actor. I think he's very good, so I can't shit on his work. But I mean, if you're doing stuff that
his movies.
has nothing to do with you, all of a sudden, what you really feel, then you're going to yap about it completely in the off hours and just bore all your friends.
I like his product.
All right, guys.
I like the sandwich the guy at the corner makes at the deli. I don't want to hear his politics.
Right. How many of his friends just love hanging out with Tom Cruise because they get laid from hanging out with Tom Cruise? But every time he opens his mouth, they just go, would you shut up for the love of God?
Here he goes
shut
again.
It. We know. Medicine bed. We heard you.
Nick, Montana, real fast.
Yo, boys, I wished Maverick would have splashed his brains off the top of the canopy rather than Goose.
Yeah, there you go.
Poor Goose.
And John, go ahead.
Hey, what's up, guys? What's up, Ope?
What's up?
Little Sweet Pea.
Yeah.
Hi.
Hey, I just got an idea here. I think Matt Lauer should have shot Tom Cruise in the eye with a squirt gun full of Valium, dude.
There you go.
Don't punch it out.
All right. Here's the deal. I got a leak really, really bad. Dennis Leary has arrived. We have Jim Gaffigan. We never even got him in.
Where's Gaffigan?
We'll get everybody in
Where's
next.
that big cocked Midwestern savage?
And we'll try to figure all this out. As we go to break, Marlon Brando trashing Burt Reynolds. This is a great.
Does he trash him?
Oh, this is a great audio clip. Listen to this as we take a break.
But by the time you get the bells over it and all that stuff, who the gonna know?
I think it's Burt Reynolds.
That's one of the reasons we're doing. Don't say that name around me.
Do you not like him?
He is the epitome of something that makes me want to throw up.
He's a nice guy.
He is?
You want to come in here? Well,
I don't know why I hate him.
So he is a nice guy, sir.
He can't be. He's the epitome of everything that's disgusting about the thespian. Just holy.
I don't know him at all.
He worships at the temple of his own narcissism.
You want to try?
Totally narcissistic person.
Well, I don't want to meet him either. Get in there. Let's get this thing going.
You know what really disgusted me? I saw him on the TV one time. It was at an opening of some movie he did called something about cat dancing. Mm-hmm. And he had ordered some Indian kids there because it was a little anti-Indian, and he wanted to make some compensations for it. So he ordered a little Indian kid there, brought in from someplace. So the kid was brought in. It was about a 3 or 4 year old kid, and he wanted to show how loving he was to the kid. So he stooped down and was playing for the cameras of, oh, how I love children, and that kind of thing. And the kid started to go away, to go off camera. So he pulled the kid back and was trying to make the kid make a little scene of how sweet Bert was and respect to children. But it was such a shitty, the whole idea of it, hustling children so you could...
Did you ever know him?
Project, no, I don't know.
The great thing about kids, though, they can't be bullshit.
Yeah, the kid wouldn't play the bullshit, wouldn't do the bullshit. Just wanted to go back to his mother.
Opie really doesn't care about our lives. And I hate you all.
Oh!
And I hate you all.
Oh!
And I hate you all.
Oh!
And I hate you all.
Oh! Ah, you gotta have me!
Look, Jerky, I don't need to talk to you.
All right, kids, hold on your hats. 1, 2, 3. Show blows, monkey ass. Show blows. Show blows, monkey ass, monkey ass.
Who's the man? Who's the man? Dylan! Who's the man? Detective Johnson. Who's the man?
It's our show, you tool.
I knew this was a scheme.
God, it's not funny anymore.
Make it stop.
Make it stop.
The Opie and Anthony Show. XM 202.
Ah, what a day, what a day, what a day. Jim Gaffigan outside the studio and Dennis Leary making their way into the studio. Want to say hi to Heather in Queens. There's Jim Gaffigan.
Hey, Jim.
Oh, hold on, Heather. We'll get to you in a second. We got to get everyone in the studio.
Dennis.
And Dennis Leary.
Guys, how are you?
What's happening? Long time no see.
This is bizarre.
Why is it bizarre?
Well, on many different levels. First of all, you're in a bizarre building here in Manhattan.
What's up with your seat?
You
look like a little kid.
And the other thing is that Jim Gaffigan and I...
I love how I enter with Dennis Leary like he's my buddy.
Yeah,
me and Dennis came in together.
Well, it's the new
Well,
comedy
Jim and
scene.
I were in a movie together.
Yeah?
How many years ago now?
Oh, that was
6
years?
years?
Like 6 years ago.
6 years ago, 99.
That was my one non-dorky role.
Yeah, it's called Final, directed by Campbell Scott with me, Jim Gaffigan, and Hope Davis.
Yeah, and we worked in this abandoned insane asylum. Was
Really?
that in Massachusetts or
Creepy?
Connecticut.
Connecticut.
Yeah, that was...
Was it haunted?
It was pretty eerie. It was pretty...
Yeah. I don't need these, do I? What the hell do I need these for?
You know what I love about
camera
this?
for? Who's this guy?
I don't know, some guy.
Can I swear?
You can do whatever.
It's XM satellite
We got all the
radio.
Can I
cursing
say
out.
whatever I want?
Anything.
Can I say fuck?
No.
You can say
course.
cunt.
No, you can say whatever you want.
Can I say fuck?
That's the biggie.
You can do whatever you want.
Fuck.
You know what I love?
Fuck.
Dennis is kind of intimidating. I'm not going to lie to you.
Fuck what?
But your chair is so
Yeah,
low.
my chair is
I feel
small.
good. I feel like we have the upper hand here. For
Boost
once.
his chair up.
Fix his chair, for
He
Christ's
looks
sake.
like the dude in Fast
gotta
Times at
get up.
Ridgemont High at the table there.
Yeah. There it is.
See, when he's sitting up high or standing, he's very, very intimidating. I like you nice and low.
Oh, this is
That's better.
Yeah.
That was ridiculous.
See, now I'm a
How
little
you guys
scared.
doing?
I'm more scared now.
Much better now than we were a couple of years ago. That's
Yeah.
for sure. Off the air.
Yeah, you
fired.
Fucked up. You fucked up, guys.
Totally.
A little bit.
Yeah, that church can't really take a joke.
Yeah, you fucked with Jesus,
The
and you can't fuck
Catholic,
with Jesus.
the Catholic Church.
You know, Dennis Leary was on one of our last shows, matter of
That's
fact.
right.
We
Yeah.
started becoming pals, and we had Dennis on and the whole gang from the job at the time, and we all got along, and Dennis was like, man, I want to hang out with you guys from time to time when I'm in
Yeah,
New
no
York.
problem.
And then you went to show business jail.
For 2.5
For
years.
2.5 years.
Jail.
2.5 years.
That's what it felt like, man. Just our sentence, marking off days on the calendar as
Yeah.
it goes by.
It sucked.
was awful. Just a horrible time for us. And then, well,
But look how it worked out.
I know, we came back. Now we can say whatever we want. Satellite radio.
Do you like that?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Totally.
When we first started, we were just cursing like crazy, and now it's
Well,
like...
can I say something to you guys? I mean, this is just a true fact.
Uh-oh.
I don't know about Jim.
Yes, sir.
But I have, I drive a lot, going from the city back out to the country, and I drive in the city like a moron. I have for years, and I got XM, and all I listen. This is not a fake commercial. All I listen to is satellite radio now.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
You cannot listen to
Baseball,
regular radio
everything,
anymore.
sports, ESPN, CNN for news.
I don't understand why people are still listening to regular radio.
My
my
car
car got broken into, and they stole my XM radio, so I had to go back to commercial radio for the
That's
weekend.
the
I
worst.
could not.
It's the worst.
I can't even imagine going back there anymore.
Yeah,
I had
sucks.
to, and it just killed me.
Listening to 20 minutes of commercials. A lot of fun.
Yeah, this is the way to go.
Well, you're doing very well these days.
What about Jim?
No, another amazing review. It's like all that
Rescue
the
Me
show
is just
gets like
You don't even have to be
Doesn't
here,
it?
You know how many guys I had to blow? I'm telling you.
At the
It's
post,
between
that
me and
must have
Lenny
been
Clark.
tough.
It's really, there's a line around the block. It never stops. You know?
How much do you love
delicious.
FX?
I love FX.
Like now, there's a
FX
network.
is like, it's kind of like what the TV version of what you guys did.
Yeah.
Because we can do basically, except for the word fuck, we can say anything we want.
Yeah.
We can do whatever we want. And
I've
I was just
heard
saying this to
languages.
Jim. The job was on ABC, and we were considered a bust because we were only getting 7 to 9 million people
It
a
was a
week.
great
Now
show,
we're getting
too.
3 to 3.5 million people, and we're a hit.
Yeah.
So, I guess
That's
it's the
how
right
it works.
people. Yeah.
XM's been good for like 5 years. It's about almost time for them to fuck that up. I wouldn't say when you say.
Why are we lowering the blinds? These guys are going to get naked?
What?
We usually lower the...
Is the smoking?
Yeah.
Oh, so you can say fuck, but you can't smoke on satellite radio.
They really don't want them to see him smoking.
Hold on. I just got really creeped out because we only, put the blinds down when people are getting naked. I'm like, what? These guys decide to get naked?
Yeah.
Come on, Jim. Show us that.
I don't know why I have to be naked in here.
Show us that Midwestern hog.
Oh, yeah.
Are we really don't want them to see Dennis smoking?
I have no idea.
Who cares?
I guess not.
Are you kidding me?
Holy shit.
I've never heard of secondhand visualization of smoke hurting anybody.
Wow.
Through a glass wall.
The smoking police does wander the floor.
See, even on satellite radio where we think we have all this freedom, we have problems.
Fucking human resources. Someone will complain there was smoke in the studio.
They're the most ridiculous
What's
set
this?
of rules we got, though.
I got a Diet Pepsi. You bring me a Diet Coke and a water?
And
I
a
didn't ask
water.
for water. What's the water for? To put the
Whatever you
cigarettes
want.
You're a big star. We don't know what you want to drink.
What's with all the broads?
Oh, our wall of fame over there. Yeah, it's the latest, Got a little...
Who are they?
A little inspiration.
Well, you got
Really famous?
Christina Aguilera.
Where's she?
Over there on the right.
You got Lindsay Lohan.
Lindsay Lohan.
What
with
is she?
The whore du jour, as we like to call her.
From what?
And then you got little Britney
Oh.
action.
Oh.
And Nikki Cox. And
Nikki Cox.
And a...
Speaking of which, how's Bobcat Goldthwait doing? You seen him lately?
Oh, ouch.
Yeah, I guess Jay kind of stole
Who's she
Nikki
married to
Cox
now?
from...
Who's she-
she's hanging with Jay Moore.
Jay Moore.
Are you kidding me?
No.
Jay Moore
Is that true?
extending from just stealing material. Now he's
Jay Moore is actually with
stealing girlfriends.
Goldthwait's
Yeah.
ex?
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, I'm kidding, Jay. Stop it.
I thought that's why you brought it up. Yeah.
No, I didn't know. I
Jay's
talked
a
to
friend
these
of the
guys here and
program.
there, but I had no idea.
He's been bragging that he's been banging Nikki Cox.
What are you bragging about that for?
She's hot, man.
You don't think she's
Fake
hot?
tits. I don't like fake tits.
Oh, I don't care.
Fake tits, automatically you lose 7 points in my scale.
Really?
Yeah,
Oh,
I don't like him either.
Not a
I don't
big
like the
fan.
fake
I'm not
ones.
crazy.
Yeah, but if you had a choice, but I mean, sometimes they're still nice. I mean, if the rest is great.
You know what? They look
say
good
no?
with their clothes on. When they take them off, nothing better than a nice bag ripple down the side of a
No
tit.
good.
Exactly.
No good.
Eesh.
Well, you obviously have a certain standard that.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, you're
Yeah.
working on a different level than the rest
I'm
of us. I think,
filth.
but-
I don't care.
Yeah.
His standard is none.
What about
Jay
Jim
Moore.
Gaffigan?
What's that, sir?
Implants or no implants?
I'm not. I'm all natural. I like the.
Yeah.
I got a stomach implant myself, but and I'm tired of women. I'll catch women staring at my gut, and I'll be like, "Hello, I'm up here." That's some piece of flab for you to oogle at. Just because I'm in a tube top rubbing cocoa butter on a tricycle, going la 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 la. Oh, he did a joke.
That's pretty good. And then we have the severed head from a blow-up doll, Dennis.
That's classic.
Yeah,
that's
you need
That's
that.
for the ladies. When the ladies visit, they want to see that.
I think that's in honor of the BTK killer.
Oh,
God, wow.
I think he ever.
We haven't played the audio yet.
Jesus Christ. See the video of it?
Yeah, he's severely
It's like a
disturbed
mechanic
if I could
talking
go out
about
on
an
a
engine.
limb. Yeah,
He really is.
yeah, just very matter of fact.
So then I went over to Junior, but he looked like he was going down, so I finished him off. Then I went over to Mom. It's just like reciting a recipe.
And he says put them down.
Yeah,
So
put
I
them down.
put her down, and
Yeah.
he used to be work at a dog pound. So
Oh,
he's
is that-
using
oh,
he's
really?
using the terminology
Ah.
of his work, which is really twisted, man.
He probably only worked there so he could kill something. That's probably
Kill
why he even worked
something,
there.
yeah.
So just to kill
The
the animals.
dog's just brought in.
Yeah.
All right, put him in the gas chamber.
He's sick.
What? No, I gotta choke him.
She's on her way over. No, he's
What?
no good. No good.
Right. I thought he had fleas. What? Right.
What's this dog been here? An hour a week? I only choked the shit out of him. Had it.
Wow.
Yeah, that guy, man,
I
it
didn't
is
realize that.
frightening to watch.
I want to see more. That's the creepy part for me.
Yeah, human nature is just
Yeah,
the
but
weirdest
I-
thing.
Because he's so creepy, I want to see more of him reciting the death scenarios.
Yeah, the
because-
whole he just describes everything he did. Oh, the woman
Pleads
got
guilty?
sick. Yeah,
Yeah.
pleads guilty.
Totally,
the woman
totally.
threw up. I gave her a glass of water,
Calm her down.
comforted her,
Yeah.
and then put a bag over her head and choked her. It's like, what the fuck? How do
gentleman.
you switch like
I
that?
blame video.
Oh.
I blame violent video games myself.
Yeah, in the 50s.
Yeah.
I blame psychotic drugs.
Oh,
you
wow.
heard the Tom
No,
Cruise?
I'm joking. I
Tom
just heard that
Cruise
out there.
Gaffigan.
Psychotropic, isn't it what they were talking about?
I don't know. I'm not that smart.
Yeah. You can't, I don't know. The actors that take themselves a little too seriously like that.
What are you talking about?
Getting
You know-
on there. Yeah. Yeah, what? Huh?
Do you know Tom Cruise?
I know Tom.
Is he really that, like, I know you don't want to badmouth him, that's cool, but is he, like, as exciting as he was in the Matt Lauer interview? Is he like that in person? all the
I
time?
don't know that side of Tom. I played hockey with Tom for years. He was on the same team as me out in L.A., Jerry Bruckheimer's team. And he's a great guy, and we do some charity stuff together, and this stuff is all new to me. So,
You try to hypnotize you with that Scientology stuff?
No, he never even talks about it.
Really?
I don't know where.
That's
I
the
guess
dangerous
he's crossing
thing. He's
over
just
a line
right
where it's
through the
become
mind,
public, you know
like
what I
a
mean?
Jedi. He's just influencing
look,
you
I
without
did 4
words.
years of Catholic school. You can't get any God into me, man. You know,
That's it,
it's all
huh?
been sucked out. You know?
Yeah.
It's like going to prison and getting out. It's all done. You know, it's like doing push-ups. You know what I mean? All the guilt and everything's just gone. You know. Well, I hope the nuns are happy.
Some of the
You
worst
know what's
guys
funny
come out
is
of
I was
Catholic
writing
school.
a scene for the show where my character goes back to the church. He kind of he gets religious again, and it was a comedy scene where he goes to confession for the first time in like 25 years.
Jesus.
And the priest says, say 10 Our Fathers and 10 Hail Marys. So the punchline was that he comes out and goes up to the altar, kneels down, and he can't remember either prayer. So when I was writing it, I thought, well, you know, I'll write it until I can't actually remember the real prayer. I could not get beyond the first 2 lines.
Really?
Which I loved. I was like, yeah! It's completely gone out of my head.
I remember when, you know, because I went to Catholic school too, and I remember like I was like the captain of the football team, and we'd always do a Hail Mary before we'd, you know, go and play or at halftime and stuff like that. And I never knew anything beyond that. I'd always be Hail Mary.
Well, can you? Our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name.
Like
Thy kingdom come.
without the approved written consent of Major League
Thy will be
Baseball.
done.
I don't know.
On earth as it is in heaven. Give us
bread.
this day our daily bread. And then the part in church that always freaks me out because you hear the S's, and forgive us our trespasses as we forgive those trespasses against us. Nothing worse than being in a church and hearing those S's, and I know it's coming up and I anticipate it. Forgive us our trespasses as we forgive those trespasses.
Now, Hail Mary.
The snakes in there.
Full of grace, Lord's with thee. Blah, 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 blah.
Blessed art thou amongst women,
I
and
didn't even
blessed
get
is
the
the
full of
fruit of
grace
thy womb,
part.
Jesus. Yeah.
I don't even know if that is. I
Whole
don't even know
going
what
to
it
burst into flames in a second. With those scumbags in here.
I grew up with my dad staring me down. Like the Our Father would start, and he'd start looking at me. I'm like, all right, I guess I'll say it.
Well, the great thing about
Free will,
the Catholic Church is mostly white people, and there's a lot of mumbling even during the singing.
Yeah.
He's going,
Mostly white people. The good thing about a neighborhood, too.
Those are the days, huh?
I could never get into the singing at church. No way. I was the guy sitting there just like,
Well, let me
I'm
tell you
not even
something.
going to
I don't know about you guys,
fake it.
but I had to be an altar boy. I got kicked out of the altar boys and the choir as well. But
Not
I
cute
thought
enough.
church sucked.
Yeah.
And the first time I went to a black church when I was about 13 or 14 years old, I was like, damn.
They're having
This,
fun.
yeah, they're dancing
Oh,
and
yeah.
singing. This could actually be fun. It could be like a concert.
They're
you know?
clapping and singing
Yeah.
and sweating.
I always had the dirtiest thoughts in church, too. I was always like, peace be with you, and an extra piece for you. Because you deserve.
Well, I think that's not just church, Jim. That's you kind of in general, isn't it?
That's why I have my clothes off right now.
The first time I ever winked at a girl, it was in church. I was like 6 or 7 years old, and she was a cute blonde girl. And this is true. I was winking at her, and I didn't know how to wink, so I just like did it too hard, and then I realized it was a boy.
Was this last week?
No. Little faggot. I'd been winking at a blonde boy.
6-year-old blonde
Little
boy.
queer.
Why did you think it was a girl?
I don't remember. It was like one of those fucking odd, like Tatum O'Neal age things where you just can't quite tell. You know, it's like kind of butchy and kind of girly.
Let me say one thing. I can't remember anything from when I was 6 except that JFK got shot in the head, which is a pretty big thing. So,
Yeah.
you know, but winking at a girl?
Well, yeah. I
How
remember
old are
that.
you?
I'm 36. But I remember...
You're way too old to remember that kind of shit, man.
I only remember it because I realized...
Because it was a
boy.
gay
I was like,
experience.
Not really, no. Once I realized it was a boy, I stopped. It wasn't like I was like, oh, thank God. And I kept
winking at boys. Right after that. That was the end of the
Yeah.
winking at boys.
Realized my
the
silly
father,
error.
Notice the father started winking at him. Jesus.
Yeah.
Well,
true story.
Hey, really fast, we've had a girl on hold for like 2 hours. Heather
really?
from Queens. She needs a little help. Heather?
hey.
guys.
Oh, she even fell asleep. Heather, you're on the radio with Jim Gaffigan and Dennis Leary.
Hey guys, how's everybody?
Good. She's 22 years old. Go ahead, Heather.
All right. I was having this conversation with my boyfriend not too long ago, and it kind of came up that like vaginas are all different, and I knew they were different like on the outside,
Yeah.
but apparently on the inside they're all different too. Like they all like some are like squishier than others, and
Yeah.
like some have like more give, and like some are kind of nubbly.
Yeah, okay, what's the problem?
Some you hit the back wall a little too soon.
Yeah.
Like I was really like intrigued by this because like as a girl like it just kind of never came up and like I don't know.
You're all self-conscious now? Is
You
that
thought
it?
every vag
What's the
was the
problem?
same?
Yeah, where's the problem in this?
I'm just curious now. Like, what are all the different types? And
Well,
like, what's the preference?
How is yours on the outside? Is it like slim, or is it like, you know, kind of big, like maybe a Scooby snack?
A Scooby snack?
Do you have big lips or small?
That's just because Jim likes the big ones.
Yeah, let
He
me
likes
Oh.
the ones that look like a chimp's mouth.
Well, there's no roast beef or anything like that, but like they're like full.
And what's the problem with the inside of your vagina?
Well, there's no problem. You told me you liked mine very much, but I'm just curious. Just
Yes, there are different types.
like,
What are you going to say?
What?
Like, what are the different types? Like, is there a good type, a bad type? And
Yeah, oh yeah, well, like anything, yeah. There's good and bad, and
Yeah.
there's indifferent.
Yeah.
There's good, there's bad, and there's middling. You know.
A good type is one that says yes. A bad type is one that screams rape. Very simple.
Jim Norton's Guide to Vagina on XM Radio.
Good luck with your vagina.
Yeah, all right, Heather.
you guys aren't going to help me out here?
What do you
good
mean?
one? There's
Your
big...
boyfriend likes it. What do you?
You're
What else
going
do you
to
want?
A really educated group of vagina.
Yeah.
No words.
Do you have a tight one?
Yeah.
All right, then you have no problems.
Big ones, little ones.
You know
ones
what
that climb on rocks. Short ones, skinny ones, even ones with chicken pox.
It's kind of like a comedy layup, and we're all kind of like,
I know.
vaginas?
I know.
Yeah.
Are you still there, Heather?
I'm here.
Do you know what I like? Not all girls get this, but sometimes if a woman gets turned on, there's actually a physical drip from the vagina to the leg, almost like a trail of something that's like
A waterfall.
like a harp string. I'm sure I'm not even kidding. That I like.
Also known as a yeast infection.
No, not that milky shit. No, I mean just like a nice, dirty girl
Like how
slug
you
trail.
talk about this like BTK.
Yeah.
And then I put her down.
Yeah, I'd love to put you down.
You know what? That's a good point. That's what Norton sounds like when he's talking about pussy.
Yeah.
You know? He's like the BTK. You know, I like the slug trail down the leg, and then I had to get the plastic bag and put it over her head.
Put her
I
down.
put her down. And
Creep.
Heather, I guess that's it for you, all right?
Yeah.
We
All right, guys.
we really
Just
don't
go
know,
have fun with it.
Yeah, we don't know where to go with this one.
if it breaks, call back.
All right, let's go to John in Jersey. John, what's up?
What's up, boys? That chick's a perfect example why women should have voice boxes. Shut up.
Huh?
Hello?
Now clear your throat and start over.
Yeah, I'm fresh.
Awful.
Yeah.
Dennis, man, just want to say I love the show. I'm a medic in the city, and I think
Oh, you're an ambulance driver?
I'm a medic.
They love that one. Hey, it's the ambulance driver. You motherfucker, I'm a medic.
But showing the ghost that trail you, man. A lot of us deal with that shit that we pretend that it doesn't bother us. But I saw that on the show, and it got me hooked. And we have all those people following you, the brother of the show, and everybody else that kind of dies on you all the time, and that
Right.
stuff really bothers you though. And you do a great job, and just keep it up, man. I got hooked on that show about 2 weeks into it, and watch every episode since.
Well, make sure you watch tonight at 10 o'clock, FX.
And
All
later,
right.
boys.
Thanks,
Getting rave
thanks for
reviews.
calling.
Rescue me on FX.
Yeah, it's a great, you know what it is? Great original idea. It's not just, a remake of Emergency. It's not just a fireman show.
Right,
There's a lot of cool twists in there, and the whole
Remember
thing with
Emergency?
9/11
I
and
remember
the Fallen
Emergency.
Brothers and Engine 51, Squad 51, Rampart. I'm starting an IV with ringers.
What the hell was a Rampart?
Rampart was the hospital.
Oh, okay.
Rampart Hospital. And they had to hook up, a satellite unit to just talk to people back at the hospital. Sending his vitals now. Send off a carrier pigeon with something
He
around his
remembers
ankle.
everything.
Oh, I
He's
grew
a
up in
sponge.
front of a television, and it just hasn't
Anthony,
stopped.
Well, I did too. I don't remember the details like that.
Oh, I am.
He's
everything
remembering
in my
winking
head.
at a boy when he was 6. You remember everything about Emergency? Wow.
And look at our lives.
The problem is, the problem is on the other side of that, he doesn't leave his house. Ever,
Right.
So.
Well, yeah. I only remember people who when they get shot. That's how my signpost.
That's your whole
JFK,
memory.
RFK, Martin Luther King, John Lennon.
There's a few other things.
That's how I remember my life.
Hey, Dennis, it was in the paper the other day that someone got shot or
Two
killed.
guys.
Two guys got
Two guys
killed.
got shot on the set. Yeah.
But,
weren't
it
there.
had nothing to do with Rescue Me.
No, it
but,
was Sunday night they got shot.
but it was a set they were
Monday.
using for the show, and then two
it's
guys.
a firehouse set. The
That's-
blood is
wow.
still there. I don't know what it was about, but there's a gambling, illegal gambling spot in that neighborhood, so maybe it had something to do with that. But
probably,
you know, it's kind of weird. Sometimes you have those dreams where you kill somebody in your dream.
Yeah.
And you wake up and you're
just talking about
So
that.
I got up at 5:30 in the morning yesterday. I got in the truck to go to work, and I open up the paper and I go, wait a minute, because there's a big picture of me. It said,
"Two
murdered on rescue me." And I'm going, whoa, where was I?
Oh
no! I was home.
It'll be like an urban legend. Larry killed 2 guys.
Yeah.
And if you don't know your lines, Larry will kill you.
We see the ghost of him walk past the window on the
They
show.
came unprepared to the set. They didn't know their lines.
We
and
talk
now they're
about
gonna
that,
pay.
man. It's like one of the most frightening and relieving things. When I've had dreams where I killed somebody, but it was a couple of years ago.
Right.
But the cops are just starting to get onto it
Right,
and question me, and I start thinking, I left evidence. I know there's got to be stuff. I'm totally screwed. I'm going to prison. And you wake up and go, oh, it was a dream. Thank God. You're out of trouble in a second.
It's the best
So
feeling
here's
ever.
the question: what does OJ dream about? Right? Because if we're having these dreams, right? What's he dreaming about?
That's something, right?
You know?
Always sweating.
Yeah.
Shit.
Oh,
Yeah.
I dreamt that. Oh, shit, I
What's
did.
the other guy? Beretta?
Yeah.
Robert Blake.
Robert Blake, another
He's
one.
just got to shut up. He got away with
He's a
murder.
loon. He's like,
Shut
I
up.
don't care. I got
That's
away
that
with
great L.A. Justice out there.
Oh, yeah.
Don't know how to put him away.
He really is the greatest, Robert Blake. Fat mouthy bitch. Oh, forgot the gun. Be right back. Pardon me.
Yeah, be right back, whore.
I think people have this inbred hate. Bonnie Lee Blakely, I think was the woman's name. People just have this hatred of her. It's almost like the public doesn't care that he did it. She was just an
Once they
awful
find out what
woman.
she was like, they're like, well,
Awful.
she was kind of
People liked
nasty.
Beretta.
They had it coming.
They didn't like her.
There really is a weird underlying sense. You're right, though. If she had it coming, no one wants to say that out loud. But people are like, oh,
Yeah.
She would have gotten sympathy if she'd married, like, Jerry Lee Lewis. You know what I mean?
Right,
and
yeah.
drowned in a pool. But, you know, Beretta, you know, people are going to fall in Beretta's favor. I mean, that's just the way it is.
Enjoy Beretta.
I like that show.
Liked it.
We like the Bird. Remember the Bird?
Yeah. Had a bird. He was friends with the old rummy guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was good stuff. You don't want to put
Married
him
the
away.
wrong murderer, you know?
Ann could tell you all about that show,
That's
too.
OJ, too. He was like a very likable guy. When he got
did he have,
arrested,
like-
it was a shock, you know?
Did he have a bird on his shoulder?
Yeah, oh yeah.
Okay, all right.
Beretta.
Remember that?
Like-
OJ?
Fred.
Not in that film. In Roots, yes.
Or awful.
He was in Roots.
It was his cockatoo, Fred. It was Beretta's cockatoo.
There you go.
All right, we got calls coming in from all over the country.
Really?
Brian in Kansas City. What's up, Brian? We're on the radio with Dennis Leary and Jim Gaffigan.
Good morning, guys.
Hey.
Dennis, I love the show, but I have to ask you, I mean, you deal with all the high drama of you fighting and trying to get help and going through that, and how in the hell do you get the 2 old men with prostitutes, a monkey, popping pills, and drinking?
I know. It's fun, right?
Oh, just hilarious. I just want to know how they make that connection. I mean, it's just, and I try to get my fiancée involved in the show, and I tell her how great it is, and then the episode we turn on is that one. She's like, how in the hell does this, does this get to a great drama? So, but no, I love the show. The writing is just so off the wall sometimes. It's just really, amazes me where they come from and
It's
stuff.
great because it's different than all the other shit on TV.
And it's realistic, man. That's the beauty of it. You know,
I
play
know.
characters that are like fucking soft and cute, which I love. They're always like some fucking edgy guy with problems, who cheats, who's like a douche. I mean, that's the
Yeah.
greatest, man.
I know.
It's never like a perfect guy.
I know. Unfortunately, that's most of the people
Yeah,
I
and
know.
I know you guys don't like this. Actually, I'm an attorney, so I'm not a Down syndrome kid, but I have a lot of clients I deal with in criminal law that have drug addiction, stuff like that, and I see exactly what you're going through on TV sometimes in real life, and I got to tell you, it's just amazing how realistic it is, and how I really root for you and your character on that show. It's really cool.
Oh, thanks, man.
All right. Thanks, Brian.
Thank you.
Obviously a very smart listener.
Yeah, let's move on to Scott. Scott, what's up?
Hey, guys. Hey, Dennis, I'm a huge fan, and I think Rescue Me, and I'm not saying it because you're on the O&A show today, but I honestly think Rescue Me is the greatest show that's ever been on television. Me and my wife talk each week. It's like watching a movie.
Wow.
It's like watching a movie every week. It's not like a series. There's never been anything like it. Honest to God, man, it is the greatest thing we've ever seen on TV. FX.
Sorry.
FX rules. They got other great shows too, man. But I just wanted to let you know, it's great. Don't change anything, and just keep it going.
All right, Scott.
Thanks, man.
That is a
Thanks,
real
Scott.
compliment, of your show. You know what I mean? It's like when a show is really good, it is like a movie. And the amazing thing is, like, it's so much better than all the crappy movies that are out there.
Yeah.
Well, I did 30 films, and it's like being a baseball player because you look back and you realize if you did 30 films and you could get like 7 to 10 of those that you were proud of, you're you're doing good.
Yeah.
Because
Great
most
average.
movies
Yeah.
suck.
Right. Oh, it's
and you know,
hard.
the thing is, what I found anyways is that 2 or 3 weeks in, you know, pretty much that.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you really do, because
And you're
the
stuck,
director either
right?
doesn't know what he's doing or she doesn't know what she's doing, or the actors are assholes, and it doesn't have the right feel or whatever, and you're stuck in Utah for 16 more goddamn weeks. You know what I mean? So.
Yeah.
I'm really happy to be doing TV and be in New York and be able.
You
to
gotta have a
see
thick
where I
skin
live,
too. You know you're in a bad situation. And you
yeah,
know
I
the
don't have a
reviews-
thick skin, man.
You know the review's
unfortunately-
gonna suck, and you're like, oh.
I'm the kind of guy that just tells people, right, fuck you, and this
Yeah.
sucks, and I'm not doing this, and
You also don't want those 7 good films at the first 7 of the 30 that you make.
And then
the
along came
rest.
Polly.
Plus, when they say 12 weeks in Utah, you know it's going to be 18. You know? I don't know if you've been to Utah, but
Nah. What was your favorite movie you did?
my favorite. What do you mean in terms of having fun or?
Yeah, just in general. It doesn't necessarily have to be your best film. What was the?
I
what
had
was
a
the
blast
best time you had?
doing everything I did with Ted Demme. I had a blast because
Yeah, good old
Ted was
Ted.
fun. But I had a blast doing Wag the Dog because that was like a lot of improv.
I loved Wag the
De Niro
Dog.
and Hoffman.
Yeah.
I had a really good time
I
doing
forgot
Final.
you were in that movie. No offense. Holy
Yeah.
crap, that's right. You
The
were in
movie
there.
Final, we had a good time
Yeah.
shooting that. Now, if I take movies, I take the movie based on am I going to have a good time or not, and not so much how it's going to come out because you can't tell how it's going to come out. So if it's going to shoot someplace I like to be with some people that I like, then I'll do it.
You read a script and just go. You have no clue if it's going to be good, bad, shit.
Well, I mean, you can't tell anyways because
Yeah.
there's so many plates up in the air, the
Right.
director and the studio and stuff. But like literally, I did a film with Campbell and Hope again called
The
Secret Lives of
Dentist one?
Dentist because
Yeah.
I knew
Yeah,
I was
you
going to have a
knew,
good time.
yeah.
You know, because
Yeah.
I like them and we're going to laugh our asses off.
You ever think you read a script and think it's going to be really good, and wow, this has potential, and just doesn't quite pan out?
Oh yeah, Christ, yeah. I've done
But you know,
that
it's
a number
also
of times.
it's interesting with Rescue Me. It's like you seem to have found this formula of like with Peter Tolan because it's hard to pull it all together. You know what I mean? It's like it's like Peter Tolan. You guys write it together and all that, and it's just
Well,
seems
it's
like
also
a
the
really-
actors. I mean, we have
Yeah.
people who can do comedy and drama. So and great-looking girls. It's a nice combo.
Yeah, that
you know?
always helps.
And we
FX
shoot in New
letting you-
York, which you can't beat.
Yeah,
you
that's
know?
so true.
You know?
FX letting you get away with murder. So.
Oh yeah, it's amazing.
I keep laughing because the Today Show is doing fashion do's and don'ts.
Do's and don'ts.
And the
Another
pictures-
original idea.
The
about
pictures
time.
they're showing are so fucking funny.
Because
man.
you know what? I don't know what's going on. I don't remember this when we were kids, but maybe it's because of the fashion thing with the what do they call them? The lowriders, the pants.
Oh, yeah.
Way too many girls who shouldn't be. Here's where the terrorists have a good idea. I think we need vans driving around the city that pass out burqas, okay? Basically, they pull over, they grab you, you got to wear a burqa until you lose 100 pounds. That's it. That's it. And the same thing with guys. There's fat guys out there wearing the wrong clothes. You know?
Yeah.
I saw a chick wearing low riders, and I'm not kidding. My son saw it. He can back me up. Down in Soho. Her ass was so big, and the pants were so small, that the top 4 inches of her ass, including the crack, were up over the top of the pants and leaning down over the top of the
Like
pants.
flapping over the top.
Yeah. Men and women were turning around going, ugh. And at that point, you got to be picked up. Because your boyfriend's not telling you the truth.
How do you
Something's
leave
wrong.
the house? How do you just look at the
Well, see,
ass?
that's the problem with democracy. These people are allowed to leave the house in anything
Allowed
they want.
to leave.
We need to take a piece of the terrorist creed and attach it to our democracy.
They
especially
can't
here
be
in New York.
100% wrong with everything
No,
they do.
some things they're right about.
gotta hit on
Birkins for the
something.
big women, okay? You got a mustache, you're wearing the veil.
Right,
all
the whole veil.
Yeah.
It's just those hash shirts. It's just you're like,
Oh, come on, man.
With the gut.
yeah. It's just I don't. need
What
to
about
see
the
that.
juicy wear? The juicy.
I fucking love those, dude. With
The
the ass, the fat ass with juicy written on them.
Fat ass or a
Not
nice
fat,
ass?
Not fat, like little chubby. I like that.
When,
I really
when
do.
it's a fat ass, it should say swamp it.
Now there's the problem. You're part of the problem.
I really am.
Because you like the fat ass girls in the tight jeans.
Not fat like disgust. Like
No,
like
but see, a guy
overweight.
like you is in these apartments saying, "You look good, honey. Go ahead, go shopping. Go ahead, walk around the city like that."
Jimmy likes a good full ass, right, Jimmy?
Yeah, nice one.
Really?
Borderline,
You're
almost
sick.
fat.
Nah,
Borderline.
Yeah, kind of like that. I like that a lot.
And boys in church. All right, so
Winking.
Fat ass girl.
Let's go to
Only blonde boys, though. I'm not a complete queer, you know. Who can resist smooth abs? LOL.
Let's go to Kerry. Kerry, what's up?
Hey, morning, boys.
What's up? We're talking to Dennis Leary and Jim Gaffigan.
Hey, Dennis.
yeah.
Dude, you're awesome. You're
Thanks.
fucking hilarious. I loved you at Demolition Man
Oh,
when you
boy.
went through your whole cheeseburger spiel.
Right.
Oh,
That was awesome.
Thanks, Chris Farley.
I think your best work was narrating the Red Sox championship DVD, my friend.
Well, that's got to be up there.
Oh, dude, I got goosebumps listening to you describe this year.
All right.
And there was
All right, enough of this.
Hey! This guy's on the right
Enough
track.
of this shit.
Yeah, we got some Met fans and Yankee fans.
Yeah,
in
that
the
was my
studio.
favorite. That's actually my favorite thing I ever
Your
did.
groceries, I love that.
Oh.
You all suck compared to the world champion Red Sox.
That's right.
Dennis, did you believe when it was 3-zip?
No, I actually thought in St. Louis, because I'm a Red Sox fan from way back, that people don't realize this, but I actually have it framed because there was a picture in the paper the next day when they changed pitchers in the ninth. Johnny Damon was talking to Gabe Kapler, so it was number 19 talking to number 18 in center field. Number 3 was at bat for the Cardinals, Renteria, who's with the Sox now. And I thought, now they're going to win 4 in a row. They're going to take it away from the Red Sox the way the Red Sox took it away from the Yankees. That's what I thought was going to happen.
Yeah.
I was biting my nails thinking this is the beginning of the end. But I was wrong. So
Did you believe, though, when the Yankees were up 3-zip? You have any faith still?
Until Game 5. After Game 5, I thought, wait a minute.
Yeah, that's what.
Something's
yeah,
wrong.
That's what I started thinking. Like,
The Yankees didn't
Yeah.
look. They looked tight. You know.
That fucking David Ortiz, he is a Yankee
That guy-
killer like
that
I've never
guy is
seen. He
unbelievable.
murders the Yankees, man. Fuck.
I thought it was one of the greatest things. And besides the birth of my 2 kids, that was just like I can't describe to you how happy I was.
Yeah.
We got the World Series just after Game 7 against the Yankees.
yeah, that
I
was
so goddamn happy.
Yeah, we were happy for you.
Yeah. It was such a great feeling.
We were happy for you. Little Ben running around here all excited.
Oh, the worst part was watching that idiot be happy.
Oh.
I didn't even mind seeing Boston fans happy. I mean, I've been taking it in the ass for a long time, but just seeing that fucking dumb Ben happy really irritated our stupid producer. Ugh, deserves no happiness.
Let's go to Alex. Alex, what's up?
Hey, Dennis, I just want to tell you I love Rescue Me. I want to tell you it was great watching Cam Neely out there on the ice with you guys. And just want to ask you, do you think the league can bounce back? There's a season this year for the NHL.
Oh, yeah, big hockey fan.
Probably not till January. I think they got to get all the contracts straightened up. But keep your eyes open because Cam's coming back on the show in episode 9, which is about 6 weeks away. So
I'm a huge Islanders fan,
Yeah.
and I got the bill in the mail the other day for my season tickets. They
Ugh.
didn't lower the prices after all the shit.
I don't know what they're thinking, man.
Are they insane? You know
I mean,
how many
you really
people?
you got to give something back to the fans to get them back in the
Holy
building.
Shit, really?
I want to cancel my season ticket.
How much do they cost per game?
I don't have the bill in front of me. I got 4 seats, and it's ridiculous, the prices.
I
But
know, it's
I want to give up
outrageous.
my season tickets completely, but I got some nephews I want to take to the games. They don't understand the
That's how they
lockout and
get
the
you.
strike, and it's like, so of course I got to get some kind of package.
You
at
got
a
to
few
do it for the
games.
kids.
But I'm not getting the whole package now because of what happened, and I can't believe I got the bill and they didn't lower the prices at all to try to say, well, look, this is what we're doing for you guys,
Dude,
It's
baseball
outrageous,
got
dude.
hurt by the strike. Hockey's definitely going to be hurt by it.
Oh, it's huge. Yeah. Second of all, you
know
got
what was weird? We didn't have a season last year, and I'm a huge fan. After a while, you didn't even care what was in the papers about the
You know what
lockout.
was really weird is kids like my son stopped playing the video games of
Really?
hockey. Yeah, because there was nothing on TV to remind them, to
Right.
get the interest up. So that's
Wow.
where they really screwed themselves.
Didn't even think of that.
I
Yeah,
know.
takes away that whole
All the young
industry.
kids just went on to lacrosse and basketball and they
Smoking
really
pot.
screwed themselves.
It was picking up a lot of steam in the country too, man. Hockey was like
was getting there.
people really started to talk about it more, and it was just getting a lot more recognition.
Stupid mistake.
Bad move.
I
Yeah.
love going to hockey games. It's so exciting.
I've heard it's
so
great
much
live.
better than baseball and all
It's
that.
the best live sport in the world.
That's what everybody says. I've never been to a hockey game.
It's
though.
amazing.
Really?
Why not?
Take a puck to that head.
I don't go to a
Busy
lot of
to come,
sporting
man.
events. I
Why?
don't.
Busy
They don't,
guy?
They don't take off to watch me. Like I love fucking. I love the Yankees. I've never seen Jeter play live. The last game I went to was '95. Fucking Yankees Seattle. 15-inning win
You
over
should
the
go to
the
the
Mariners in Yankee Stadium.
Really?
And lost 3 straight to
Like
Randy
the
Johnson.
Yankees, when the Yankees play, it's kind of like you think you're at like a beauty contest because it's like Derek Jeter, and all the girls go, ooh. It's just like, they just said, Bernie Williams. Oh, Bernie.
Nobody wants to fuck Bernie Williams.
Dude, it's so funny to say that.
Mrs. Williams.
in New York, when they had the first Subway series, they actually did a whole article in the Post about who's hotter, Dirk Jeter or Mike Piazza.
Oh, right.
And
I remember that.
they gave their stats and stuff.
Who did you vote for, Opie?
I like Alfonso. Body on that kid.
All right. Let's go back to the phones and say hi to Joe on Long Island. Joe, what's up?
Hey, not too much. I just didn't want to leave Gaffigan out. You know, those Sierra Mist commercials pretty much comparable to Dennis the 30 Films.
Yeah, it's very similar.
No, we were just talking about that.
It's a different shoot schedule than Rescue Me. I work for 5 days, and he works for 5 months.
Yeah.
But
dude, as a comedian, do you know what it's like to hear Leary go, yeah, I was improvising with Hoffman and De Niro, and my fucking credits are Voss and Otto and George. That's who I worked with in films.
It is amazing. Oh, well, thank you, sir. I appreciate that.
Let's go to Sid in
I like
Rockland.
those Sierra Mist commercials.
Yeah.
What's Sierra Mist? I've never seen them.
It's a little lime drink.
It's like Sprite, but it's not Sprite.
Would you
It's
turn your
Pepsi
television
Sprite.
on and not put pornography in for a second?
I had a TV for a
just
month.
for a second.
Yeah, Jim's not up on
He
pop
knows
culture.
nothing about pop culture at all. And I'm talking not even like what's hit this month or this quarter. I'm talking 20 years.
He didn't know who Jessica Alba was.
I had no idea. I honestly, God, I found a song. This girl played a song. I loved it. I loved this song. I'm like, what the fuck is this song? It was Rosemary Clooney. Come on over my house. I swear to God, I'd never heard it. I'm like, this is fucking great. This is so like weird.
The guy is
what the kids are
wow.
listening to. I gotta get a
sometimes,
recall.
I knew it was like a
sometimes aren't
burlesque.
you embarrassed at the entertainment information you know? You're like, just like, occasionally you'll just
We have
come
to be
up
up on it
with
for
something.
this
You're
show.
like,
Never
you're
be
like,
embarrassed of your knowledge.
Good
no matter
point,
like
Ed.
Where,
Good point.
Where it lies.
I can't believe
Yeah.
I know that much about Paris.
We know a lot
Hilton.
about shark
I'm not
attacks.
sleeping with her. Why would I
Yeah,
know
that's
that about
Oh, we learned everything we need to know about shark attacks
Yeah, we're
this
up
week.
on our
Jeez.
shark attack
Yeah.
knowledge, so we can inform
Go
the rest
sharks.
of the
We
country.
learned how dangerous it is down there in Florida, where since like 1886,
Yeah.
12 people have been killed by shark attacks. Since 1886, and the news is treating it like you're just a shark buffet is going on the coast of Florida.
Let me tell you something about sharks. They're out there. They're out there. You know, they're everywhere. You know, so you got to be careful with these sharks.
It doesn't matter that
Yeah.
only 12 people have died in over 100 years.
I think the facts are not completely reflected in those stats that you're quoting. I think a lot more people just disappear. I think the BTK guy.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, that's nothing compared to the people that just disappear.
Just disappear to
Well,
the sharks.
sometimes people are assholes, and when they disappear, nobody tells anybody.
No,
You know what I mean?
Maybe some
Nobody
people
misses
are
them.
embarrassed.
People are happy.
Embarrassed that they were
That's
bit
true.
by a shark. What was I doing? Punching a shark.
What was I doing with sharks? Yeah, that's like frightening enough.
I was feeding a shark.
Who's
so
this?
I'm
Who's
not gonna-
this?
This is that
more
girl.
shark
Oh, that's the one-armed girl.
At 13, she had her arm bitten off in Hawaii.
Does she
Yeah.
have to pose
Bethany
armless in
Hamilton.
in front of the fucking surfboard with the teeth marks taken
Yeah.
out?
Would you rather she
Is that
pose
her?
armful?
Is that her?
Wow, she's
Yeah.
getting ugly.
Why doesn't she get a fake arm?
What
You know?
happened? Yeah, get a fake
And
arm.
wear long sleeves, you know?
Yeah. Nah, she's proud of it, you know.
Well, she got a book deal out of it.
Oh, she did?
What happened? She was a cute
I
little
wanna
kid when
read
she
about
got her arm bit off.
Maybe she can only apply half her makeup.
You are terrible,
Dude,
man.
she got really ugly since she got bit by that
She's
shark.
going
in
through a
2003.
phase. It's probably just a phase. That's it.
Puberty is hitting, I guess.
Be nice. She's kind of cute. Was she
Be a
15?
real pervert and don't look at her face. Look at her body.
Can't
Yes.
see it.
Can't
They
see
only
it.
show the top, the above the.
They don't want to show the stump.
No,
The
they'll,
shine
Yeah,
away
you're
from
right.
the
They're not
stump.
showing it.
no, they'll show the stump.
There it is.
There
Right
you
next to
go.
She's proud of it. She's wearing short sleeves.
It even shrugs. The stump is awful.
It even shrugs. You're wonderful, Jimmy.
No, but when she shrugs, the stump moves.
Jimmy's biggest concern is she can't tweak my nipples and jerk me off at the same time.
How awful that is. Doggy style for 30 seconds at a clip. All right. I get it. You're tired. I heard you.
Oh, my God.
See, you can do anything on satellite radio.
Horrible.
You really can.
Horrible man you
I'm
are.
learning.
Let's go to Sid in Rockland. Sid, what's up? Sid?
Hello.
All right, he wants it.
Sid got eaten by a shark while we
See,
were
could happen.
going to talk to him.
Yeah, I think you're right.
How about John in Jersey? John?
Hey, Dennis, I just wanted to let you know my dad's a retired New York City firefighter lieutenant. Absolutely loves this show. Has
Oh,
never
that's
liked
good to
any
hear.
firefighter show before. He's like 55. I mean, goes nuts for it. I think you hit on something, man.
Thanks, man.
Yeah. You're done, sir. I I'm teasing. Anything else? Did you hang up on him?
Yeah, he's out.
There she is. Look at her.
They have the.
She's swimming with one arm.
And she's falling off an inner tube. She was surfing a couple years ago. Now
She's going to get eaten by more sharks. I'm telling you right now. She's just shark bait.
No, now she's in a lake now.
She
You
wants
see
to
the
lose a
rocks?
leg.
No, she's still surfing.
Is she really? Yes.
She's a surfing sensation, they say.
Yeah, way to go, Aunt. Nice
Guys,
ass.
I got to roll.
She did.
Why?
I got to go back to
But,
work.
you do?
Yeah.
I was going to say the love fest to all the firemen that are coming out, but I've heard a couple of people a little perturbed with the portrayal of.
Yeah, well, there's some guys who who aren't particularly happy about having the. Almost 95% of the stories that we tell on the show are true.
It's a pretty accurate portrayal
of
the way firemen.
It's accurate based on the guys I know, and of course you're going to glean the more interesting stories rather than the boring stories. But the way that I gauge it is the most outrageous stories that we've told, the guys that the stories belong to in real life, those guys love the show. So as far as I'm concerned, it's.
But you've heard
same way
from...
when we were doing the job, there was a lot of cops who were pissed off because we were giving away the secrets,
Yeah.
So I think that's a reflection of that you're doing the job right. Because let's face the facts: if everybody was happy, then the show would suck.
True.
So we've been making Bruce Willis movies if we were doing that.
You really have to go?
I got to go. I got to go write another episode of the show.
I thought we were all just having fun and stuff, though.
But Dennis,
if I were you, Dennis, I would write a perk for Jim.
I got to go back to work.
Jimmy was just starting to wink at you.
He was. I noticed that. It kind of freaked me out.
But we were all just warming up and getting comfortable with each other.
I'll come back. I'll come back.
Vestige
Washington.
You know what I'll do? I'll come back and I'll bring Lenny Clark with me.
Yeah, we love
Lenny.
Washington wants me to hand this to you personally, a MiFi, an XM MiFi.
It's their portable
unit.
One
of those?
Man,
Jim Gaffigan, come on! You could have given it to him outside.
I think the most generous thing you could do is be to hand that over to him.
Get Jim Gaffigan a goddamn
give it to your
MiFi.
son.
I think we got a Walkman.
They give him a
Walkman. Give him a roadie.
No. We got a Walkman for Jim Gaffigan.
Give it to the guy that doesn't have a car.
No, we'll
in case you ever get a car.
Honestly,
is this the one that I can have in the truck and then take with me when I walk out of the truck?
Yeah.
Dennis,
God
it's
damn,
amazing.
I was talking about getting this.
And then when you're on a plane, before you go, you can record channels and then listen on the plane.
Oh, cool! Because I have
amazing.
I have the mounted thing in my truck. It just sits there. You can't take it out.
That one you could record 4 hours of programming and then play it back when
Cool.
you're
Great.
deep beneath the earth's
Is that
crust.
available at XM.com?
XMRadio.com.
XMRadio.com. We'll get you a MiFi.
You mean at
Jim.
JimGaffigan.com?
JimGaffigan.com.
Is there a JimGaffigan.com?
There is a JimGaffigan.com, Dennis.
And what's
Where
it?
I think there is a clip from the movie I did with you.
Final.
I had to carry Dennis down the hall.
He did.
That was a very.
You know what was funny is that we were working on this thing for like a month. It was a real, down and dirty shoot, but a lot of fun. And I'm working with this guy for like a month, and he's just the actor who's playing the guard. And he was really good. And at the end, his last scene, he goes, "By the way, I wanted to tell you I'm a comedian. I'm a good friend of Eddie Brill's, and I know all these other guys. I said, why the fuck didn't you tell me you were a comedian in the beginning? He goes, and I felt weird about it. You know what I mean?
Well, sometimes, it's like you're probably beyond this, but like, as a comedian, if you go into an acting situation where you're the comedian,
right.
If you stumble over a line, they're like, "Wow, the
You're
comedian."
No, you're right.
Those
You're right.
apes, they don't know how to say lines.
Right. You're right.
They're used to just cursing. Yeah.
I'm just the opposite. When I act, I'm so intimidated by real actors. I have to let them know I'm a comedian because even when I'm sucky in the scene, it's like, well, I can still do something tonight that you can't do, fucko. I'm so nervous around real actors.
I thought it was an excuse, so that way if you screw up, they can go, "Oh, he's the comedian."
No.
I don't really get nervous around anybody anymore, except like Satan and Jesus. That's pretty much it.
You've been in the shit for a while. I'm sure early on it was
know.
probably a little intimidating, right? What was your first movie? Your first, real movie?
No, that wasn't intimidating because it was more I was learning the thing. I was actually intimidated when I did a film with Clint Eastwood. Jesus. And the idea, I talked to him on the phone, I hadn't met him yet and stuff, and flying out there, I was like, fuck, Clint Eastwood.
Yeah.
As soon as I met the guy, he was such a regular guy, I was like, well, fuck, I'm done. Nobody's going to impress me now. It's Clint Eastwood. You know what I mean? That's like good. John Wayne.
Getting that shit out
He
of
was
the way
just
early.
such a normal, regular guy, and he treated everybody like, equal. And he was just like a guy that was working on the film,
Wow.
Smoked like a banshee, and,
Does he really still smoke?
He smoked then. I was playing a non-smoker. He was playing a smoker, and he smoked Camel non-filters nonstop for 2 months. And I had just quit smoking, so it was bugging the shit out of me, which is good.
How many times have you quit smoking?
Once. That one
Once?
time. Yeah.
Didn't pan out, did it?
I did it for like a year, and then that's when my cousin got killed, and then that's a cheap excuse, but that's pretty much what happened.
Any excuse, man.
Yeah, next thing you know, you're smoking.
The wonderfulness that is cigarettes.
Hey, did any of those Hollywood people, when Clint was smoking, go, Clint, you can't.
Nobody tells Clint what to do. Clint was doing a scene one day with 100 extras behind us in the newsroom, and he does like 2 takes, and that's it at the most, you know. And he's really does his homework. He knows what's going on at all times. So we're doing a scene with me and him, and now it's time for his close-up. And they put the camera up, and he starts to say his monologue, and this guy, this extra about 4 rows back, starts coughing. I mean, just a thing that can happen to anybody, right? So Clint waits for a second, and then he starts talking again. The guy goes, and he turns around, and he looks at the guy, and he goes, "You all right?" And the guy goes, "Yeah, I'm fine." He goes, "Why don't you step outside and get some fresh air?" And he goes, "No, I'm fine." He goes, "Step outside."
Oh.
And the guy froze, and he got up and walked outside, and Clint just looked at him all the way out, and as soon as he left, he did his monologue, and I was like, wow. That's Clint Eastwood. Yeah. You step outside for a long time.
Thrown out by Clint.
How about that asshole? How'd the shoot go? Well, Clint threw me out for wrecking his monologue.
I was coughing during Clint's monologue.
What a fucking boob.
You know?
Yeah, exactly. You're in a scene with Eastwood and you're coughing, get kicked out.
But that guy's amazing. I'm 74 years old this year, and he directed that film, $1 Million Baby, in which he does some of the best acting work he's ever done at age 74.
Yeah.
So there's hope for all of us, you know?
Hey, Dennis, thanks, man.
Hey, guys, thanks. I'll come
in.
back with
Lenny.
And
great.
Lenny Clapp. When is Rescue Me On? It's on tonight, obviously.
Tonight at 10 o'clock, every Tuesday night, and it's repeated on Fridays
on
and
FX.
Sundays on FX.
And season 1's available on DVD already.
It sure is.
And
as is like 9 other things I have to push. The Job's on
The
DVD.
Job, the whole complete series is on
Complete
DVD.
Dennis Leary, which is all my stand-up stuff. What am I forgetting?
Merry F. and is that?
Merry Fucking Christmas, which is my Christmas song, will be out this fall, and I have a special on Comedy Central called Merry Fucking Christmas.
Ice Age 2?
Ice Age 2 coming out in March.
Cha-ching.
Yeah.
How easy a gig is that?
Cabbage. I love those guys.
Very
And I'll be appearing in Cleveland at the end of July.
What'd you say?
I'll be in Cleveland at the end of July.
Winking at blonde boys in church.
Bring your blonde lads.
Thanks. Jimmy, it was great to see you, man.
Good to see you.
All right, there he goes. Dennis
Thanks,
Leary,
Dennis.
everyone. Thanks, Dennis.
Guys, thanks for the present.
Quick break, I gotta pee.
Yeah, we'll go old school with some Dennis Leary here, and we'll take
How do
a
you
break.
break now? You just break whenever you want?
Yeah, whenever.
Folks, I'd like to sing a song about the American dream. About me. About you. About the way our American hearts beat way down in the bottom of our chests. About that special feeling we get in the cockles of our hearts. Maybe below the cockles. Maybe in the subcockle area. Maybe in the liver. Maybe in the kidneys. Maybe even in the colon. We don't know. I'm just a regular Joe with a regular job. I'm your average white suburbanite slob. I like football and porno and books about war. I got an average house with a nice hardwood floor. My wife and my job, my kids and my car. My feet on my table and a Cuban cigar. But sometimes that just ain't enough to keep a man like me interested. Oh, no. No way. No, I've got to go out and have fun at someone else's expense. Oh, yeah. Yeah. I drive really slow in the ultra-fast lane while people behind me are going insane. I'm an I use public toilets and I piss on the seat. I walk around in the summertime saying, how about this heat? I'm an Sometimes I park in handicapped spaces while handicapped people make handicapped faces. I'm an Maybe I shouldn't be singing this song.
buckskin hubcaps, and all-leather cow interior, and big brown baby seal eyes for headlights. Yeah! And I'm going to drive around in that baby at 115 miles per hour, getting 1 mile per gallon, sucking down quarter-pounder cheeseburgers from McDonald's in the old-fashioned, non-biodegradable styrofoam containers. And when I'm done sucking down those greaseball burgers, I'm going to wipe my mouth with the American flag, and then I'm going to toss the styrofoam containers right out the side, and there ain't a goddamn thing anybody can do about it. You know why? Because we got the bombs. That's why. 2 words, nuclear fucking weapons, okay? Russia, Germany, Romania, they can have all the democracy they want. They can have a big democracy cakewalk right through the middle of Tiananmen Square, and it won't make a lick of difference because we got the bombs, okay? John Wayne's not dead. He's frozen. And as soon as we find a cure for cancer, we're going to thaw out the Duke, and he's going to be pretty pissed off. You know why? Have you ever taken a cold shower? We'll multiply that by 15 million times. That's how pissed off the Duke's going to be. I'm going to get the Duke and John Cassavetes and Lee Marvin and Sam Peckinpah and a case of whiskey and drive down to Texas. You know, you really are an asshole. Why don't you just shut up and sing the song, pal? I'm an asshole. Asshole, and I'm proud of it.
In a starchy world, mired in imperfection.
What the hell is that? It's a bagel, but for some reason at this place they put it like on the grill.
One man.
It's all about me.
Will challenge the status quo.
They don't have a toaster? That annoys me.
Navigating treacherous terrain.
There's crap all over it. Like I'm seeing grease.
Confronting the unknown.
And there's something green on it, which could be a pepper or a booger. It's awful.
With a platoon of interns.
You sheep.
And military precision.
Go! Fix it!
The world will witness a revolution.
Bagel Diva.
Coming soon.
Come on.
To a bakery near you.
Are you kidding?
All right, we're back in studio. Jim Gaffigan, a friend of the show, who doesn't have a MyPie yet. I'm sorry, Jim.
Yeah, what's that all about?
They handed it to me under the console and said, "Get this to Dennis live on the show." And I'm assuming, well, you know, like you learn when you're a kid, if you don't have enough for everybody, you don't hand it out.
No, that's fine. I totally understand.
So I'm assuming they're going to give me another one to give to you at the end of your appearance, but I already know that they're just not.
And they had to take the Voss sticker off that one and hand it to Larry.
Yeah.
Voss who, they said.
Thanks, Voss. I mean, Leary.
Yeah, now that pesky star of television and screen is out of here.
And Gaffigan
It's all about Gaffigan.
He does so much for XM Satellite Radio, too. You would think they would have gave you a MyPie by now.
Come on.
It's just, there's a lot of injustice in the world, and that's one of them. But you know what? I go on, and I remain humble.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what you have to do. Because it's all about keeping it real.
Yeah.
And, it's special.
And you're playing the Comedy Connection in Boston.
Comedy Connection.
A great comedy club. And
it's really an amazing club.
All weekend long, right?
Yeah. I'm in Providence Connection tomorrow, and then there's some gigantic Chinese restaurant on Thursday, and then the Connection downtown. Have you ever done the Chinese restaurant?
Only the Connection, regular.
What the hell's the Chinese restaurant?
There's a Chinese. There's a unique Chinese restaurant in a Boston suburb that really sits like probably 10,000 people, and they have a comedy club in just like in the roof or something like that. But it's as big as the Comedy Connection. And it's a Chinese restaurant. I don't know if people are going there for conventions, like if every auto dealer goes to Chinese food for lunch, but
that is
pretty
weird. Comedy and Chinese food, that's a strange combo.
Yeah, it certainly is.
I know they're throwing the franchises together these days. You get your Baskin Robbins and your Dunkin' Donuts in the same building.
FedEx and Kinko's.
Yep, FedEx and Kinko's.
That's right. Go for a tranny, get a man and a woman.
But comedy and Chinese food, all right. If it works, right?
Well, you know what it is? After you're done laughing, you want to laugh an hour later.
All right, you guys want to hear the BTK?
Yeah, we gotta
No,
audio?
my health won't allow it.
This is what everyone's talking about today. So.
Love us a murderer.
And what, this guy was married with kids, right?
Yeah, for many years. Had a successful marriage. Great. He went out and killed people.
I guess it's official. Mars gave us some new Denons here.
Bring back the old ones?
CD1's just not working at all.
It's not working?
At this point, it's pretty obvious.
Let's get Mars in here.
Doesn't queue up?
That's what you're listening to is the delays on the radio there. All right, here we go. It's not working. Number one's it's just not happening, Mars. All right. I gave it like 5 or 6 tries. I was trying to be nice and cool. And Ben goes, they gave you brand new Denons. Could you please not break them on the first day?
They came broken.
And I was ready to slam that one.
No,
but
actually, it's not the CD player. It's the tray around it. It's squeezing it. And that's why the tray doesn't actually queue up right.
Yeah, but I heard that they had fixed that because the tray size was never in question.
Yeah, but what about this?
Well, it was, because we always have problems with CD1.
No, because CD2 is fine.
Yeah, what about this thing?
Right,
though?
CD1.
What about this thing?
And the trays are the same.
This. Right there, that thing.
Mars.
CD1?
What are you pointing at? Nothing. And he's looking anyway. Yeah, right there. Yeah, right.
The tray, right? Yeah, the squeezy. It squeezes.
Oh, it loves it so much.
So we have to saw that down. All right. Thank you. There he goes, Mars. He does a great job for us, by the way.
Hey, Mars.
Oh, don't fall for that.
You got him.
All right. BTK confession audio.
Yeah, this is hot.
All right.
I mean, really sick.
See, we do it different.
I mean, bad.
We do it different on this show, though. Let's start with the Jaws theme.
You want? I just want to hear what he sounds like, maybe just a little bit without anything.
And then we'll go into our
And then hear, because it's so different. It's so creepy like this.
All right.
Proceeded to tie the kids up, and they started crying and got real upset. So I said, oh, this is not going to work. So we moved them to the bathroom. She helped me, and then I tied the door shut. We put some toys and blankets and odds and ends in there for the kids.
Nice. See, at this point, I'm like, oh, God, thank God. He has a soul. He has a heart. This one particular time, he said, this ain't going to work. I can't do this.
Right.
Blankets and toys.
That's what I was feeling when I was watching this. Like, okay, this is an example of one that didn't... He decided, you know what, this is way too creepy.
Sounds like a police
And this
officer
is
explaining what happened.
You know, I got to move on to another victim, but no, I was wrong.
Kids, make them as comfortable as we could. We tied one of the bathroom doors shut so they couldn't open it, and she went back and helped me shove the bed up against the other bathroom door. And then I proceeded to tie her up. She got sick, threw up, got her a glass of water, comforted her a little bit, and then I went ahead and tied her up, and then put a bag over her head and strangled her.
Right. Yeah.
Oh.
You know, like anyone would do, really.
You know, that really wasn't all that weird, except for tying the door shut for the kids. But that whole thing, like, yeah, she got sick, got her some water, comforted her. Oh, yeah, then I put a plastic bag over her head and choked her.
Yeah, but she wasn't thirsty.
Yeah. Yeah.
This guy should just be fucking stabbed in the neck and opened up to the stomach.
We're a schizo show. We got to go to TV real fast.
Sure. A purple one, just to indicate to people coming to the beach that there's possibly dangerous marine animals in the area. But back to Craig Hutto, one of the doctors today was talking about his condition very optimistically.
Oh, yeah?
Probably in the hospital here a matter of weeks.
They've closed the beaches, right? In that
Those
area?
beaches will stay open. It's the 4th of July.
But they closed the beaches.
Yeah.
I believe.
It's just like a movie Jaws.
4th of July.
All right, well,
I want those little vandals hung up by their Buster Browns.
Everyone's doing their shark attack.
The beach will open. It's supposed to open at midday today. We expect there will be greater patrols both here on the beach, but also from the air. I mean, after all, Betty, this is the second shark attack in just a number of days.
CNN's Adora Udoji, thank you. Meanwhile, autopsy results are in on the 14-year-old girl killed.
All right.
Autopsy results.
Autopsy?
Well, you need an autopsy. The shark bit her leg off.
Yeah. We
Oh,
autopsied
what a
the
shame.
torso. I mean, she's dead.
They always take the pretty ones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That a shame.
Anyway.
It might sound awful, but it's just not as sad when an ugly person is eaten.
Yeah, that's sad. She was kind of cute.
Yeah.
And you get an ugly person eating, you're like, oh, well.
That worked out.
You guys want to hear
Sharks got to eat.
Want to hear the same clip, the BTK audio with Jaws music or do you got the Shining music?
Oh, yeah, the Shining music. It's just our little examples we like doing every now and then on how music really affects what you're listening to.
All right, so here's the same audio with the Shining music. Hit that.
Proceeded to tie the kids up, and they started crying and got real upset. So I said, oh, this is not going to work. So we moved them to the bathroom. She helped me, and then I tied the door shut. We put some toys and blankets and odds and ends in there for the kids, make them as comfortable as we could. We tied one of the bathroom doors shut so they couldn't open it, and she went back and helped me shove the bed up against the other bathroom door. And then I proceeded to tie her up. She got sick, threw up, got her a glass of water, comforted her a little bit, and then went ahead and tied her up, and then put a bag over her head and strangled her.
Creepy. Oh my God, I got goosebumps.
It's a little creepier.
A little creepy,
with
right?
the music.
How to make that funny?
Yeah. How do you possibly make it funny?
Well, I'm going to try, Jim. It's funny you should say that. How about we do it this way?
Gets a different feel when you put a different soundtrack to it, right?
All right. Let me start the audio first, and then you start the music.
Proceeded to tie the kids up, and they started crying and got real upset. So I said, no, this is not going to work. So we moved them to the bathroom.
Fun now.
She helped me, and then I tied the door shut. We put some toys and blankets and odds and ends in there for the kids, make them as comfortable as we could. Tied one of the bathroom doors shut so they couldn't open it, and she went back and helped me shove the bed up against the other bathroom door. And then I proceeded to tie her up. She got sick, threw up, got her a glass of water, comforted her a little bit, and then went ahead and tied her up, and then put a bag over her head and strangled her.
That didn't sound so bad. That sounded fun.
It sounded speeded up.
Speed in fast motion with a little bald guy running around.
Being tapped on the head.
Being tapped on the head and some big busty blonde.
Wade fishing. And when you fish and there's sharks around, the activity of the fishing as well as the smell in the water and so on can attract their attention.
It's all about the sharks today.
You know, in the second case, the shark may have been going for the fish. Who knows? But this is something that we recommend against.
Okay, we have a graphic that we want to put up that talks about some of the steps that you can take when in the water to avoid a shark attack. One is, you mentioned, don't go too far offshore.
Right.
Avoid schools of bait fish. Avoid areas where people are fishing.
That's why I like to swim, though. In schools of bait fish.
Yeah. I think this is interesting. Don't wear shiny jewelry or highly contrasting colors. Why is that?
Well, you have to sort of think like a shark.
Right.
What they're looking for, they're not looking for people. They're looking for typically fish that.
I like wearing big earrings made of lures, fishing lures. That's fun too. They flutter and reflect in the
swim around with a bag of blood and just pour it in the water.
Yeah.
Is that bad thing?
It's fun, but it's thinking, well, I wonder what that is over there, and let me go investigate. The whole idea.
Why don't they have the balls to say on CNN? And if you're having your period, you might not want to go swimming.
Robert, we thank you for your time and your insight today.
I actually, it's easier for me to swim when I staple strip steaks to my flippers.
I am. And
so
you know
I do
what?
that. Should I avoid that?
The gasoline pain may be around for quite some while. We'll have
that was a
those
worthless
details.
interview she just did.
More nothing with this shark.
I thought CNN
Find me another
was
one,
supposed to be
Eric.
the serious
They're
channel.
No,
they have to
it's all about scaring you.
Well, they know they're losing to Fox News, and now they're like, oh boy, we got to start, getting more sensational here.
Fox News, American sharks off the coast of America.
All right, let's go back to the BTK confession audio.
I don't know how to exactly say that. I had many, what I call them projects. They were different people in the town that I followed, watched. Kathleen Bright was one of the next targets, I guess, as I would indicate.
How did you select her?
Just driving by one day, and I saw her go in the house with somebody else, and
Lucky
I
gal.
thought that's a possibility. There was many places in the area. College Hill, they're all over Wichita. But anyway, it just was basically a selection process. Worked toward it. If it didn't work, I just move on to something else. My kind of person, stalking and scrolling. You go through the trolling stage and then a stalking stage. She was in the stalking stage.
What's between trolling and stalking?
All right, sir. So you identified Catherine Bright as a potential victim.
Yes, sir.
Stalking and trolling.
Yeah.
What is the difference?
I'm going to guess.
Jimmy?
Jim, you would know about this.
My
Go
guess
the
would be that
expert.
stalking is more specific with a person, and trolling is probably more random, looking around.
Oh,
just
so you're trolling. You're looking for
You're
someone.
looking for a stalkee.
Yes.
Right.
Right.
Jim's an expert on serial killers, in a way.
Yeah,
you
we
like
do-
reading about the serial
I
killers.
do, because there's an interesting part. We're all interested in the psyche of a madman, but a guy like this should just be. He is just a piece of shit.
He's enjoying this a little too much. I think he obviously likes the notoriety.
He came out of
loves
hiding.
the celebrity of it.
He loves it,
Yeah.
and the way he's talking about it is like he's almost doing it like he knows what people want to hear from him.
Yeah.
The descriptions. This guy should not be given the time of day, and just an axe right through his head.
Or just opened up with a knife, and just no glory for this fuck.
Yeah.
He killed a mother and a children. He hung the kids. Like, just execute him.
Yeah.
Execute him.
And he's talking about it all in the specifics and very technical. Yes, and then
The scary thing is how calm he was about it, and how organized, and how it came down to like his, he's not some. It's like the narcissism that finally did him in, right?
Yeah.
It was just. I mean, he got away with it.
Yep. Yeah, he was totally got away with it. They never would have caught him.
And he was like, you know what? I'd love to get on one of those celebrity dance shows. And if I came out, I could probably be on
dancing one.
I could get on Celebrity Dance, maybe Celebrity Charades, maybe Celebrity Poker.
Yeah, Celebrity Poker. Sure, he could play that.
There's an angle we haven't thought of.
All
God,
that's happening
funny.
nowadays, yeah. And I want to
it's-
bring you back out into the public.
And then it would be like, oh gosh, he's at that club, and I thought it was really interesting, some of his work. He was a serial killer, but it was really interesting. I was on the plane, and I was upgraded in first class. BTK was next to me, and he was. I feel guilty saying that though, because it is such a tragedy of what this animal did. But it is fascinating, but we as a society, we're kind of like, how much of a scumbag was he? Ooh, interesting. Did he do a porno film or anything too? Did he do anything creepy? I mean, besides murdering people, murdering children, did he do anything? Did he have any strange habits? What did he eat? Did he like ho-hos?
Yeah,
'Cause
we
that would
love
be
it.
fascinating.
We're going to find all that out in the coming days. You watch.
We eat it up.
You watch. All right. Want to hear more audio?
You bet.
What did you do then here in Sedgwick County?
On this particular day,
Yes.
I broke into the house and waited for her to come home.
How did you break into the house?
Through the back door on the east side.
All right, and you waited for her to come home. Where did you wait?
In the house there, probably close to the bedroom. I walked through the house and kind of figured out where I'd be if they came through.
All right. What happened then?
She and Kevin Bright came in. I wasn't expecting him to be there. And come find out, I guess they were related. That time I approached him and told him I was wanted in California. Needed some car. Basically the same thing that I told the Turtles. Kind of ease them, make them feel better. And proceeded to, I think I had him tie her up first.
What did he have as far as a fucking
Yeah,
weapon goes?
Gun. He had a gun.
He had a gun?
He had a gun, and so he essentially tricked these people into thinking that he was just going to tie them up and leave.
And take their car.
And
And
leave.
so he tied them up, and oh my god.
What a fuck. Oh, God, you just want to split his head
I
open.
mean, it's one thing to be, a murderer, but to be dishonest, that is wrong.
Because not only
You
do
know
they
what I
have him
mean?
on murder, but they have him on, like, breaking and entering and trespassing.
He's a
And
liar.
lying, which is not nice, which is wrong, because
That's funny.
It's the bait and
What
switch.
an awful man.
And he was he the dog catcher? Or is this the same murderer?
Yep.
There's
Yeah.
so many murderers out there.
And you know something? He doesn't seem like the kind of guy that would say that and then kill you. It's like, all right, this guy looks like...
Oh,
yeah,
you totally would
he's
think like,
taking the
this
car.
guy had a string of bad luck. He needs the
Yeah,
car.
Very calm. He's not like an irrational guy running around all crazy. So, do what he says. We'll get through this. No.
Oh, he started sending letters to the paper again last year.
Yeah.
And they traced the diskette back to his church. That's how he didn't actually confess. They got him because he needed
Was
more
he
attention.
was he like a bishop or something like in this church or like a head of the church thing. I thought I saw that on Cold Case Files.
Cold Case Files.
I'm Bill Curtis.
We'll do more on the BTK murders.
No, I think he was like a church elder. Like he was one of the guys.
Church
that
elder. What year?
I don't know the word.
They wear the cloak.
He was part of the Crucible.
I saw the Crucible. I saw the village.
Coven.
I saw the village too, Jim. Jesus. Church elders.
The church elders.
He was Amish.
Man were meant to fly. He'd have wings.
Church elder. All right, let's get through the rest of
Stone him! Church elders.
Let's get through the rest of this clip here.
And then I tied him up or vice versa. I don't remember right now.
Let me ask, you indicated you had some items to tie these people with. Did you bring these items, both the Oteros and to this location?
The Oteros I did. I'm not really sure on the Brights. There was some... when I am working with the police, there was some controversy on that. Probably more likely I did, but if I had brought my stuff and used my stuff, Kevin would probably be dead today. I'm not bragging on that. It's just a matter of fact. It's the bonds I tied him up with that he broke them. So, and that, all right. And maybe same way with Catherine. It was I got out of hand.
Got out of hand. Well, that happens.
He's so calm. It's like you think he's just about to say, and I would love it if Robert Duvall would play me in the movie. Someone of that caliber. I know that you could lean towards Jason Alexander, but I'd appreciate it if you would really keep it kind of...
Let's say hi to Anthony in Queens. Anthony.
Hey, man, what's going on, guys?
Hey, buddy.
Listen, I don't know if you guys have ever heard about the Iceman from New Jersey, who was a hitman for the Mafia.
Yeah, Kuklinski, Richard Kuklinski.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know if you guys get any clips from that thing he did on HBO. It was like an hour-long documentary of him just basically recounting just about every murder he ever committed.
But, dude, at least Kuklinski was a guy who, I think he was a murder-for-hire guy. And these were guys who were like, I guess, got mixed up in the rackets. These were guys who weren't like, a mother and her children. Kuklinski was killing, I think, for money, and, it was, you got this...
He was definitely killing for money, but he was a family man. He had a wife and kids who had no idea what he did for a living.
Right.
Yeah,
this is creepy. This guy's just
pulled
creepy.
Up at a stop sign, asked him a direction just to see if his crossbow would work, and shot the guy in the head.
All right.
Who did?
Kuklinski.
But he was more ethical.
Yeah.
He was more ethical?
He was genuinely lost.
All right.
Take it easy, guys.
Thank you, Anthony. Let's go to Nat in Massachusetts. Nat.
Hey, what's going on, guys?
Hey.
I was going to say, where's our guy from Max X here to do some compliment with this audio? Okay, these people got tricked out of their car, signed up, and strangled by the BTK. All right.
On Max X. I hate that guy. You ever watch that show, Maximum Exposure? It's one of those video shows where they just show awful videos.
Yeah.
But this guy's voiceover is so inappropriate.
Yeah,
wow, this cop takes a bullet to the head. Ouch, that's gotta hurt.
In Japan, they hate to have bricks fall on their head.
Yeah. Ow, Wang, that had to hurt.
Coming up on this filler show.
It's the worst, because at least with the older video shows, with tragedies, it would be a very somber guy.
Yeah.
And then... tragedy struck as the boat came out of the water, flipped over 3 times, killing the pilot of this speed craft.
Ouch, that's gotta hurt.
Yeah. Wow, water's like concrete when you hit it at 200 miles an hour. Oh, that's gnarly. I don't think the guy, coming apart on the water was thinking gnarly.
Cool.
Yeah. This cool clip comes from Oklahoma. This skydiver's chute doesn't open. Wow, look at him fall. Over 200 miles an hour. Turns into a human pancake.
No, don't have it. All right.
No love.
No worries. Let's go back to the audio of the BTK killer here.
All right, now you indicated that you believe you had Kevin tie Catherine up. Mm-hmm. Tell me what happened then.
Okay. I moved, after... I really can't remember, Judge, whether I had her tie him up or she tied him up. But anyway, I moved her to another bedroom, and he was already secure there by the bed. I tied his feet to the bedpost, the bottom bedpost, so he couldn't run. Kind of tied her in the other bedroom, and I came back to strangle him. And at that time, we had a fight.
Were you armed with the handgun at that time also?
Yes, I had a handgun.
What happened when you came back?
I actually had 2 handguns. When I started strangling, either the baronet broke or he broke his bonds, and he jumped up with quick light. I pulled my gun and quickly shot him. I hit him in the head. He fell over. I could see the blood, and as far as I was concerned, I thought he was down and was out, and then went and started to strangle Catherine. And then we started fighting because bonds weren't very good, and so back and forth we fought.
You and Catherine?
Yeah, we fought. And I got the best of her, and I thought she was going down, and then I could hear some movement in the other room. So I went back, and Kevin... No. I thought she was going down, and I went back to the other bedroom where Kevin was at, and I tried to re-strangle him at that time, and he jumped up, and we fought, and he at that time shot me because he got my pistol that was in my shoulder here. I had my Magnum in my shoulder. So, and really,
holster. Did you have it in the shoulder holster?
Yes, and I had a Magnum in my shoulder holster. The other one was a 22. And we fought at that point in time, and I thought it was going to go off. I jammed the gun, stuck my finger in there, jammed it. And I think he thought that was the only gun I had, because once I either bit his finger or hit him or something got away, and I used the 22 and shot him one more time. And I thought he was down for good that time.
I really hate this guy.
Yeah.
I really hate this attention-needing scumbag.
Oh.
I hope he's killed in prison.
Why do they protect people like this?
In prison.
In prison, no, they'll put sometimes things happen, but they'll put him in solitary. When he's in court, they bring him in with a bulletproof vest and all the security and stuff. Why not just let family members at this guy?
The bats.
I mean, he's confessing. It's not like it's wrongfully charged and it's going to be this injustice and stuff. I mean, this guy is an animal.
He did it.
Well, here's something I don't
tying
understand.
up people and strangling them and shooting them.
What I don't understand is he goes home after this and his wife was like, "Honey, how was your jog?"
Yeah.
I mean, what goes on? It's
how do you go
hey, where'd
home
you get all the scratches all over your face from?
Right.
Or
what kind of dopey ass wife doesn't see that this guy is doing this for that many years?
I mean, he's so distant. Like, does she watch Oprah and go, maybe I could connect with him this way? Maybe we should just we need a weekend. No, I'm a serial killer. No, you know what? I was watching Oprah, and if we put flower petals on our bed... No, I do feel, there is some responsibility that But then again, maybe the spouse had no idea, obviously.
But like you said, he's coming home with scratches. You have a fight for your life with two people.
Fight, that kind of fight, he must have had some bruises and stuff like that, and... I mean, but he was a dog catcher, right?
Right, he could say the dog did it. God damn.
Does he go to his son's Little League game on the weekend?
Go, Johnny!
Right.
Come on!
Hey,
choke up on that bat. I choke that bat. Or just choke something.
That would be hard to be his kid. I mean, it would be like... So, is there any weird thing in your family? No, I mean, my dad was BTK, but, that's just like one generation away.
Hey, Tom has a really good line here. Go ahead, Tom.
Hey, what's going on, guys?
Hey,
I know a little bit about the history of psychiatry, and all this guy needs is some vitamins and a good workout. He'll be fine.
Yeah. How about that
right.
one, Tom Cruise?
Watch it out, guys.
That's all he needs is vitamins
we
and
do
and
have
a
to
treadmill.
study this guy. I mean, we should figure out something. Like, I don't know, can we...
This guy is claiming that he met the BTK killer. John in Oklahoma.
Yeah, what's going on, O&A?
What's up?
I actually met this guy a couple of years ago. I'm an over-road trucker. I lost my dog up there at the Park City truck stop, and he took off, and this asshole had captured him. I had to go over there and pay a fine, pick my dog up, but I met the guy.
Wait, so all right, so your dog was loose, and he's the dog catcher or whatever, so he picked him up, and then you had to go get him out of jail, basically, the dog.
Right.
And you met him.
I met him in person. That was like 2 years ago. He seemed normal as anybody else.
Wow.
What town? What state?
Kansas, Park City, Kansas, just north of Wichita there.
And how long ago was it?
About 2 years ago.
So when he was caught and you saw him on TV, you were like, that's the guy that I had to pay to get my dog
I didn't
back.
even really think about it until they told me. You know, I see so many people, I never put it together. But then when I got to really looking at the guy's face and thinking about it, I was like, that's that asshole I had to go get my dog back from. It cost me like $90 to get my dog back.
Glad that's the point you stress. This guy killed children, and it cost me $90 on top of that.
$90. Now I am outraged.
That's what he's incensed about.
But this guy was also a deacon in the church in Wichita,
Yeah, that's it.
Kansas.
A deacon.
Yeah, that's a scary word, deacon. A deacon.
Well,
all right, thank you.
anyway, punch you out, guys.
Thank you, John.
Michael from Denver is saying, man, the BTK killer sure does make one of my people stealing a Sky-Fi and some change not seem all that bad.
Good point.
Score one for the brothers.
You really don't hear black guys talking like this. You really
No,
don't. They
no.
commit crimes, but you don't hear any black guys speaking
Hey,
this.
let's not forget the dude in Atlanta, all
The
right? Let's all
sniper.
calm down.
Wayne Williams, a sniper, absolutely. But there's Wayne Williams was a rare example, but the snipers, that's an impersonal crime. This is a calculated
Choking.
strangle a woman with her children. That was a random just
this
shoot
is definitely middle-aged white guy crimes. This is like crazy.
Well, if he's a
creepy white
deacon,
man.
he's going to church every Sunday, probably twice a week, hearing like all this stuff, and it's just not penetrating any of the message.
There's just this want and need to do these evil things that he couldn't overcome. What the hell do you do? Like, how can you have such passion to do this stuff and lead any kind of a normal life?
And why are you smart enough to not get caught for all those years, and then you fucking send a diskette that can be traced back to your church? What do you think, that they don't know how to do things once you erase them?
You want to get caught. That's
I think
obvious.
so, too.
There was time. He just needed to get caught. We got some audio of Maxim X guy.
Oh, really?
Yeah, just a quickie here.
Seth Enslow's aiming to break the world record for bike jumping. In Apple Valley, California, he's trying to practice jump at 230 feet. He hits the throttle. Looking good. Ooh, looking bad. Let's see in slow-mo.
Let's see in slow-mo. Let's go to super slow-mo.
Isn't that great, Jim?
Oh, what a tool.
Classic.
How does that guy sleep at night? Just people's tragedies, people's life tragedies, and I just joke about it. Oh, wait, that's what we do.
When he hits the ground, he smashes the handlebars with his face. They shatter his goggles and his forehead crumbles.
Where you going, Jim?
Gotta take a leak.
Okay.
Jimmy's little bladder, his little hummingbird bladder, he's sucked up too much nectar out of a daisy, and he's got to take a leak.
All right.
Little Jimmy's little peanut bladder.
Oh, we have a new teaser from Max X guy. Those are old.
Smashed his face on the handlebars.
Come on.
That's gotta hurt.
Let's play one more here.
Max X, shake it off, and don't be a wuss. Coming up, if you're happy and you know it, smash your head. It's only funny till somebody loses a finger. Then it's friggin' hysterical. BMX guy jumps 10 feet on an 11-foot ramp. Ow! Be the first dude on your block with the official Max X Blood Goatee. Here's how to order.
Blood Goatee.
Parachute guy upgrades from the cheap seats to field level. Sweet! Some folks are born double-jointed, and some of them are made that way.
Oh, man. Oh, you know that was bad.
You know, there's probably people that like me, because that can't be his real voice, right?
Can't be.
He's kind of exaggerating, you know, like people probably meet him at some party. Like, so what do you do? He goes, I work on the show Max S, and they're like, oh, I don't know what it's like. He goes, you gotta watch it. And then you watch it, and they're like, oh my
God, it's horrible. I do the voiceover work.
I
for Max
can
X.
improvise some of this stuff.
We get that same thing, Jim. You just described our lives. Like, people have no idea what we do. What do you do? I do this radio show. Well, what are you talking about? Pop culture, politics sometimes, you know, that type of thing. And then you run into them a couple weeks later, like, I listened to your show. I'm like, wow.
This guy's impaled on a fence. Oh, just the most awful things that happen, and he makes it sound like fun.
All right, let's go back to the BTK audio here. talking about stabbing a woman in this clip.
All right, so you shot him a second time.
Yes, sir.
What happened then?
Went back to finish the job on Catherine, and she was fighting. And at that point in time, I'd been fighting her, and then I heard some. I don't know whether I was basically losing control. The strangulation wasn't working on her, and I used a knife on her.
You say you used a knife on her.
Yes.
What did you do with the knife?
I stabbed her. She said either stabbed 2 or 3 times, either here or here. Maybe 2 back here and 1 here, or maybe just 2 times back here.
You were pointing to your lower back and your
underneath the ribs.
And your lower abdomen.
Yeah, underneath the ribs, up underneath the ribs.
So after you stabbed her, what happened?
Actually, I think at that point in time, well, it's a total mess because I didn't have control on it. She was bleeding. She went down.
He's complaining.
I think I just went back to check on Kevin, or at that basically same time I heard him escape. It could be one of the two. But all of a sudden the front door of the house was open and he was gone.
Badass.
And,
2 shots?
I tell you what I thought. I thought the police were coming at that time. I heard the door open. I thought, no, that's it. And I stepped out there, and I could see him running down the street. So I quickly cleaned up everything that I could and left.
Wow.
He's on TV right now.
Yeah, murders came before Kansas reinstated death penalty.
Oh, great. Another technicality. And what happened to that guy? He ran out of the house with a bullet in his head?
He survived. The brother survived.
He did.
He did?
Wow, that's something. Well, 22.
And I wonder what the people are saying today that are against the death penalty.
Good. Yeah. No, you can't change their fucking stupid minds.
I know.
They don't care. Stupid minds. They don't care.
It's cruel and unusual, guys.
Believe me, he deserves to spend the rest of his life in prison with no chance of parole, but not the death penalty. Yeah, none.
None.
So he can think about what he did.
He's just sitting there going, how can I get on that surreal world?
I like that show. Me, Peter Brady.
Mini-me.
Yeah, I can picture it now.
Does he talk about the Otero murder at all? The family?
That's the next one.
Really sick.
You want to get into this one?
Yeah.
This one is really sick.
You're against the death penalty.
Listen to this one.
And then I went over and put a bag on Junior's head, and then if I remember right, Mrs. Otero came back. She came back and.
Sir, let me ask you about Joseph Otero Sr. You indicated he had torn a hole in the bag. Mm-hmm. And what did you do with him then?
I put another bag over it, or either that, or I recollect. I think I put either a cloth or a T-shirt or something over his head, and then another bag, and then tightened him.
Did he subsequently die?
Well, yes. I didn't just stay there and watch him. I was
that would be crazy.
Yeah, I'm not a weirdo.
So you indicated you strangled Mrs. Otero after you had done this. Is that correct?
Yeah, I went back and strangled her again. That finally killed her.
It's really bad at strangling.
So this is in regards to count 2. You
underachiever.
First of all, put the bag over Joseph Otero's head, and he tore a hole in the bag. Then you went ahead. Did you strangle Mrs. Otero then, or did you go
First of all, Mr. Otero was strangled, or a bag put over his head and strangled. Then I thought he was going down. And I went over and strangled Mrs. Otero. And I thought she was down. Then I strangled Josephine. Thought she was down. And then I went over to Junior and put the bag on his head.
Ooh. Ooh. Why does he breathe?
I just hope he's killed in jail like Dahmer was. You just gotta hope that some other convict just murders him.
In a bad way. Yeah. In a way that isn't quick. Just bludgeoned about the face.
Now, when someone like this, when he eventually dies, do they go, we gotta check out this brain?
They did that to Dahmer, didn't they? They took Dahmer's brain out and
did they find anything unusual with Dahmer's brain?
They found it was a different size or something.
It's an alien brain.
Yeah, let's say hi to Rich in New Jersey. Rich, what's up?
Hey, I think we should send that guy down to Florida with some vitamins, some stakes tied to his feet, and send him after those sharks.
What?
Just trying to stop trying to tie news stories together, Leno.
Vitamins. You hear about this? The steaks on the feed with the.
By the way, Jim Gaffigan in studio. He's playing the Comedy Connection in Boston all this weekend. So go to JimGaffigan.com.
Yeah, I
you
would
got all
go
your tour
there.
dates there, right?
Yeah.
Word is bond.
And videos.
Okay, we got him talking about sexual fantasies in this clip.
After that, Mrs. Otero woke back up, and she was pretty upset what's going on. So I came back, and at that point in time, strangled her for the death strangle at that time.
With your hands or what?
No, with a cord, with a rope. And then I think at that point in time, I redid Mr. Otero, put the bag over his head. Went over and then took Junior. Before that, she asked me to save her son, so I actually had taken the bag off, and then I was really upset at that point in time. So basically, when Mr. Otero was down, Mrs. Otero was down, I went ahead and took Junior. I put another bag over his head and took him to the other bedroom at that time.
What did you do then?
Put a bag over his head. I put a cloth over his head, a T-shirt, and a bag so he couldn't tear a hole in it. And he subsequently died from that. And then when I went back, Josephine had woke back up.
What did you do then?
And I took her to the basement and eventually hung her.
All right, you hung her in the basement?
Yes, sir.
All right, did you do anything else at that time?
Yes, I had some sexual fantasies. But that was after she was hung.
This guy's not going to make it a week in jail.
Wow. No, they'll protect the shit out of him, though. They'll put him in solitary and guard him.
They were supposedly protecting Dahmer, but the guards, I mean, they have, they're kind of like going, oh, hey, I'm actually going to lunch the same time you're going to lunch. That's what happened with Dahmer, right?
Well, no, he was in a bathroom doing a mop detail, and I heard it was over cutting somebody in line. It was over some prison
it wasn't
diss.
even really.
Oh,
it was a prison diss. It wasn't even like that somebody was upset with what he did.
Yeah, but
it may have been that combined. I don't know.
Isn't there something about killing children though that's like a death wish?
Yeah,
that's a death wish in
prison.
Jail?
Yep.
You would know, Jim.
Yeah, well, supposedly they don't like that, but who knows? I mean, look at all these guys that are still alive. I mean, and Ted Bundy.
I know, that's just it. They're still alive.
Bundy's dead, but I mean, he wasn't killed in jail. He smothered an 11 or 12-year-old in the mud and raped her. I mean, they're all fucking just barbarians. This guy should really just be executed. How can anybody listen to this and be against the death penalty?
I know.
How can anybody, for a guy like this who is confessing that he just hung an 11-year-old and jerked off, how can you not think that we as a society have the right to kill him?
Mm-hmm. This guy absolutely deserves to be killed.
Doesn't prevent it. It doesn't help with statistics. It is just vengeance.
Yeah.
Yes, it is.
And I know it's more expensive to kill him.
We don't care.
Which I don't believe anyway.
I mean, maybe technically it might be right once you exhaust appeals. I don't care. We have enough money. Fine. Stop forgiving debts. How about that? One debt you don't forgive in some shit country for doing us a little favor. How about that? All that money, there you go. You kill people with it.
Let's go to Attica. This guy's claiming that he's an inmate. Ray?
With satellite radio?
You get the satellite radio in Attica?
A what radio?
What?
A what radio?
Satellite radio?
Hey, she's got this little contraption she lets me listen to.
Who's she?
I'm one of the workers here.
Okay.
Why are you in Attica?
What I mean? Why am I in here?
Yeah.
That's not what I'm calling about.
I know. I just want to know. It's just we'd like to get to know our listeners a little bit.
73. My off my wife and her lover, her boyfriend. Got sent down for a little while.
A little while. 73, you said, right?
Yeah.
32 years ago?
Yep.
Wow. All right, and you're listening to XM in Attica.
What is it?
XM Satellite Radio?
I guess that's what it is. This little thing she wears when she comes in.
Maybe it's a MiFi.
And she
It's
lets
a
you.
what?
And she lets you.
A MiFi.
Yeah, you can't tune it in on the radio. It's something else. What is it?
A portable unit that she's wearing, right?
Yeah, she got this thing she's got on her waist.
Okay.
And she lets you listen in sometimes?
Once in a while, yeah.
Okay. So what's going on there, Ray?
I was kind of picking up there on that guy out in Kansas there that did all them killings.
Yeah.
In a way, I think it's kind of cool, actually. The way he's being so, up and coming with what he did, how he did it. A lot of insight into this animal, you know what I mean?
Well, he's just doing it for attention, though, man. He's not doing it to be helpful or to alleviate the wondering of victims' families. He's just doing it to kind of brag. Some of these guys like to brag.
Yeah, he's got a little bit of that in his voice, but what I'm saying is he's given details, specific details that could lead to, a little bit of insight into what, how these people set themselves up to be killed like this.
They set themselves up, coming home.
Yeah.
Yeah, those idiots.
Yeah, something like that.
Guns. Just buy guns, everyone. Arm the nation.
Hey, Ray, you regret killing your wife there?
Oh, yeah, it's just 5 minutes after I did it, man.
Jesus. How long are you in for? You ever going to get out?
Well, I had an opportunity to get out, but I got somebody else right here in prison, relieved them of their oxygen one day. Fucked it with me, you know what I mean?
You killed a guy in prison?
Well, he was screwing around with me. I couldn't take it no more.
What was he doing to you?
He's fucking with my food and keep me awake at night.
I'm calling shenanigans.
Yeah, so I had a chance of
On this
parole,
guy.
but I'm going to be here a while.
All right, enjoy
Anyway,
your
I
stay.
got to go. I don't want to get,
Yeah.
this, tie up your show. And I just...
Where'd you get the
I think
number? Hey,
it's
dude,
cool.
where'd you get the number?
What?
Where'd you find our phone number?
Well, it's right here. She gave it. She wrote it down. It's right here on this display.
I don't know if I'm buying. I don't know.
I
I'm on
call
the fence.
shenanigans, dude. Come on, fess up. Where are you?
Do what?
Fess up. Where are you really? You're lying. We know it.
What?
We don't believe you.
Oh, okay. Well, that's cool, too,
Wait, let's talk to the woman.
All right, just a minute.
Where is he that he's with a woman?
Talk to this guy.
He's a murderer.
You don't believe him. You don't believe him. Talk to him.
Where does he get a phone? This guy's full of shit.
Well,
yeah.
Show him how to talk to you, man.
Dude, what phone are you using?
Huh?
What phone are you using, Mr. Huh, every time?
It's the one out in the Mr. Who every time?
What phone are you using?
Oh, it's out in the hallway here.
The hallway. You just able to walk around?
Oh, yeah. Where I work, I can.
I don't
We'll
believe
be in
it.
a hospital.
What's the zip code of where you are?
What's the zip code of where I'm at?
Yep.
It is, begins with a 1.
All right, Jim Gaffigan is going to be at the Comedy Connection in Boston all this weekend. Go
Liar.
to JimGaffigan.com. Thank you, Ray.
Hey, man.
There he goes, Ray Fanatica. And with that, that is the show.
Tomorrow.
This concludes our podcast day. The Opie and Anthony Show.